Look at you, Nick, with the graphics, with the special
All right.
effects.
Good evening, friends, Jedi, Siths, Overlords, Gray Jedis, Dead Jedis, and Inquisitors. Welcome back to the show, man. And we're here to help you guys connect the dots, man, between episodes 3 and 4. I think we're going to talk about more about 4 because 3 was like kind of a connector, right? It kind of was like it's here to connect you to the bigger story, right? Like it was like kind of a tunnel to get us there, you know. So we're here to talk about it. But first off, let's introduce everybody, man. First, I want to introduce my boy Frank here, man. Frank is joining the show.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Frank.
No, man, I'm just Francisco Franco, man. You know, I'm an old friend of Nick's. We went to. He was one of my college chums back in our Golden Bear days, I guess you would say. And I was out there studying art, and I'm an artist now / muralist painter out here in San Francisco, and I've been, doing my thing here for 20 years.
Shit, but all we used to do in college is talk about Star Wars, bro. Like basically, you
and
know.
Like what I was saying that the what do you call it? The whole trilogy had just kicked off. Well, not the trilogy, but the prequels had just kicked off. So we were going through that and all excited about that during that time we were in school. So that was fun.
What we do? We go to pizza at what was across the street? What's the name of that pizza spot?
Blondies,
bro.
Oh, Blondies. Oh, Blondies, so good.
Bro.
They would even have like little magazine cutouts, remember? And they would put them on the wall so you can read while you ate your pizza real quick. And I even remember reading in Rolling Stones shit about the prequels before they were out.
Right, bro. They would put Rolling Stones on the wall.
Pizza,
yeah, they would put Rolling Stones on the wall, and you could read about you could read about bands or the prequels. I remember when they had the Star Wars stuff. I think we were there when you were reading. They're like, "Yo, check this out, bro. Some Star Wars shit here."
They weren't even out yet. Yeah, and there wasn't a whole lot of Star Wars fans like there is now. You know what I mean?
Nah, man.
They were there. There was a bunch of us, but it was like more of a cult small group. I want to say before the prequels. So that was interesting time for sure.
That was an interesting time, man. And that's when we could get like a fucking pizza and a Coke for like $2.50. Remember they used to hand out the tickets right outside. You would walk off campus, they'd give you like tickets. So I grabbed like 5 of them. Yeah. That'd be my lunch for a week. So.
Dude, we ate the nastiest food while I was living. I remember they used to have this place, a Chinese place, where you get any side for $1.
I remember, bro.
Dude, I got food poisoning so many times.
That nasty ass place, bro. Yeah, I remember.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah, I remember that spot. It was like right off campus. It was like on fucking Durant or some shit. I don't know. I remember.
Yeah, and then when you're in college, man, you're on a budget and shit, man. So they get you like that, They get
bro,
you.
That's why I always stuck to like Blondies because I knew I wouldn't get sick. I just have my
you're not gonna die at least. You're not gonna die.
Because I eat my pizza and Coke and I head down to the RSF bum and ball before the next class.
Right.
So.
Right. Yeah, I still get that little sensation when I go to Haight Street. They have a Blondies out there. I think no, it's in New York. They changed the name. But they still get that little vibe.
They did.
Out there.
It's not Blondies no more.
It was for a little bit, but I think it's not there anymore. It's like they got some different, same shit though. Everything looks the same.
F, tell me, man. You know about Blondies? F knows about Blondies.
No idea.
They used to have Blondies on Powell Street, like Powell and Market. Remember that? Right. It was like right there in the corner, right where the cable cars are.
Yeah, they had it here. Yeah. Hey, so real quick question I got for you guys before you introduce yourselves. So you guys all have your own podcasts?
Yeah.
Separate one. So I do too. It's called Lex Be Frank. But
it's good.
Another guy. Yeah. It's not about Star Wars, but I do talk a lot
But you've talked about Star Wars like 20
I can't help it.
Every 10 minutes, bro.
Every episode. You know what I mean? Every time there's an episode, I got to throw because real quick, so much of my life is based off of that. So I don't know if Nick told you. So I'm from Modesto, California. I'm from where George Lucas was born and raised, basically. And you guys all know the movie Graffiti Night as well that he made, right? That's all about Modesto area. And the whole premise of all his movies are get the fuck out of Modesto. Modesto's basically Tatooine,
Tatooine, bro.
Yeah, it is. And it's a farmland kind of thing. And he, rather than staying home and, taking on his father's business, he went and, off to college and became the great filmmaker. And that to me was his reflection or his story, his heroic story journey of being a filmmaker, right? He became not a Jedi, but the great filmmaker, right? You could say Coppola was his, his master or whatever. So I took at a young age when I was going to, junior college and shit. I was like, I got to get out of Modesto because I was a big Star Wars fan and become the artist that I became. So I connect with the Star Wars story very much through that, you know what I mean? Because it was kind of personal for me, And I even had a mentor as I got older and became, fulfilled my destiny, I guess you would say. So that's and a lot of what I did was patterned after the mythology that I was being, taught where I learned, through TV, watching movies like a bunch of us did, TV and shit.
Exactly. Yep.
So just to get that
Cool.
out real quick.
Cool.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, Lex B. Frank.
Lex B. Frank. It's on. I listened on fucking Spotify.
Yeah, we're on all the
Spotify's
platforms.
good. Yeah, Spotify's
cool.
You guys gotta check it out, man. So it's LEX, then B. Frank.
Yeah,
because the other guy's
Frank.
name is Lex.
Yeah, I'm Frank, so it works out. Lex B. Frank. Yeah,
Lex B. Frank. It's good, man. It's super entertaining, man. I listen to it.
Good. I'm
every
glad.
time it comes
A
on.
lot
It's
of people
sick.
do, man. It always shocks me. So people.
It's funny as hell, bro. You guys just kind of like just do
We
whatever
have
you guys
something.
talk.
Yeah. We're gonna have some good guests. I got the film director coming next. But man, enough about me, you guys. I want to hear more about you guys.
All right, man. Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. It's Ephraim. I go by Passpoint Comics on Instagram and YouTube, and I have a YouTube channel also where I'm always talking about comic books, movies, TV shows, pop culture, whatever fits my whatever I get in my head. Any ideas, I try to put them on YouTube, and I'm just having a good time on YouTube. And I love Star Wars.
No, man, that's what F sold me his Star Wars #1, Frank. So I have that in my collection. It's a 9.0.
Oh, wow, lucky.
Yeah, dude. I know. I'm fucking loving it. It's never gonna be sold ever.
Good.
Just passed down.
Yeah, exactly.
And Efren knows he's my uncle, my comic uncle, man. So all the time, bro. And then Craig, man, how about you, bro?
Hey, what's up? I'm Craig. I go by Space Ferret on social stuff. I do not have a podcast, but I do film videos and put them up on YouTube.
You do? It's kind of like a podcast.
Sort of. I mean, it's more like unboxing and random stuff fun stuff that I find or cool stuff my wife surprises me with or whatever. But I have a Star Wars #1 too. It's up there. But I don't have I don't have an 8.0. I have a 9.0. I have an 8.0. So
hey, man, as long as you have one, that's great, bro.
I got one. One. Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm a giant Star Wars fan. Have been since I was a little kid. We were just talking about since first saw Return of the Jedi in the theaters, and it's been basically full friggin' blast since then. Just Star Wars everything.
Yeah, man. I met Craig. We went to this funky backyard comic book estate sale thing in Pasadena. Yep. Yeah. And then he was across the way, and some dude was a dickhead. Remember?
Yeah,
that dude's a dickhead, bro. I was like, this dude's cool.
Yeah, because he was. So
there's always dickheads at those kinds of events.
Always, dude.
Bro, he was such a dick.
He was. I've seen that guy at like several times since then too, and you know what? He hasn't changed one bit.
Yeah, man.
It's exactly the same.
And then me and F, we know each other just through podcasts. We do podcasts, and then we just hang out all the time now, like at San Diego Comic-Con and everywhere else, and barbecues and whatever, man. Like,
where are you guys based out of? Passpoint Comics. Where are you based out of?
I'm in San Diego.
If you're also San Diego and Space Ferret, you're also?
I'm in Orange County, so I'm a little north of them. Yeah,
okay,
I'm in
we're representing California here all the way.
All Cali,
man.
Yeah.
Right. Well, at least from where it counts.
Hey, man, we got Tyrone in the house, bro. It's Hyper's in the house, man. And Hyper's all the way out in Canada. So like
nice.
Yeah, we have friends everywhere, man.
That's cool.
The thing about Frank's not a comic guy, so it's a super small community, man. So we all know each other. Even I go on Hype Show in the chat, and we just all know each other somehow, and everybody their name.
Right. My entrance into the comic world was I was trying to be a comic book artist when I first started, right after high school and stuff like that. And that's kind of where my interest in art went. But then my life took me on a whole different journey, and I became just a fine artist in general. Gotcha. But I still love all the stuff, man. I'll read. I don't collect and read as much as I used to, of course, but I like to divulge, get in there.
But hey, let's look at your that mural behind you, though, bro. Tell us about that.
Man, this one's going to have to get started all over, man. It's a big ass thing, and I had to. It's just a composition. It goes down further. There's people down there. See those guys?
Gotcha.
But
Oh,
it's fuck. I composed it, and I noticed that it was cracking and shit like that. And I've had it for years, like 10 years. Say I designed it, and I just added stuff. It's big. It's a big piece. It's about a
Yeah.
8 by 6 feet.
mhm.
But I'm recomposing it, man. The everything's cracking. It's just I try to do something with all pure oils,
Mhm.
That's
And there's a
dope,
lot
bro.
of
It's like
damage.
they're
There's a
all
lot of
wrestling. Are they
well,
all
that's what
wrestling?
it is. It's a big wrestling. It's a Royal Rumble, and
And, oh, and
Nice.
they got an ink. This
well,
dope, bro.
yeah, it's huge. But I realized that I'm just gonna have to start from scratch. I'm gonna have to re-stretch it and recompose it. I got photographs of it already before I try to fix it. You can see in there,
Hmm.
but it keeps cracking. And what happened is I was trying to use this primer, this really fucking old master shit, and I just ended up using too much of it, I think, and it started to get really brittle over the years. And I just have to start all over and do it again. But it's
I
big,
think
man.
it looks sick, bro. It's sick.
Yeah, that's
That's
cool.
dope.
Yeah, it's and on the bottom you got guys on the side. You can't see them right now. That's
Mhm.
sort of too push, but there's guys that are dressed up as death on the bottom, sort of waiting for these guys to, out of
Cool.
the.
Sick.
The whole thing is a metaphor of life, man. For me, you know what I mean? Like that's the one thing we all have in common, man. Is a damn a struggle, right? Like
Yeah,
life's
man.
a fucking wrestling match,
Yep.
and
It is, bro. Life is like every
yeah,
fucking day is a wrestling match, bro.
Yeah.
You know,
Only,
yeah,
every
only two
hour.
only two things guaranteed, right?
right. What's that? Death and
Death and taxes.
yeah, there you go.
That's it, dude.
That's it, man.
So
That's
that's
it,
why you have
bro.
like the death, but this is just the underpainting part, man. This has I
That's
didn't put in
cool.
all the color yet, but I'm gonna have to start it all over. But and they look kind of like they're floating anti-gravity a little bit. So that's another thing. There's this. It's also about freedom and liberation of the body.
Hmm.
Kind of being able to move. Obviously, you can see all the comic book fucking, by the
Yeah.
figures and the poses
Mhm.
that I
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. That's
So it
cool.
was just
It's
kind of my
dope.
excuse
It's,
to do
it's
that.
like it's total lucha libre, bro.
Yeah,
Like in
yeah.
TJ.
Mhm.
I've been to a lucha libre on in TJ, bro. It's wild. It's
You
wild,
got to
bro.
go to the the Arena Azteca in Mexico City.
Oh,
That is
really?
that they say if you're not a wrestler in there, if you don't wrestle there, you're not a real wrestler. But it's right in Mexico City. It costs like $25 to get into, but it's super fun. You know what I mean? Just to be in there, and they bring you Modelo and Korea. You don't even have to get up to. You know what I mean? It's awesome, dude. So, anyways,
Nice.
it's sort of Mexican. It's a Mexican superhero kind of thing.
Hmm.
Gotcha.
So,
It's sick, man. Yeah.
yeah.
So
Cool.
hype, man. Hype said, hype knows about this. I love this community and people like some of these cats on this panel I met along. Yeah, man. I've known hype for like since COVID. You know, because that's
Yeah.
how we kind of got to know each other, man. Oh, we got Nick in the house too, man. Nick's out in Oklahoma, so we all know each other. You know, it's
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
right. It's like it's such a small community, man. We know everybody.
Let's
Everybody
go.
knows everybody, man.
Let's
But
go.
let's get into this, man. Let's get into some Star Wars, man. So here's a couple of things we're gonna touch on, man, for episodes 3 and 4. Like, let's just say we're talking about episode 4 because episode 3 there wasn't much like anything that we can actually like speculate in the future, right? It was just like very cool, like space battle, right? Like it was dope, man.
Right.
The dope
Mhm.
space battle, dope freaking, special effects, and real just great, just a great like space, like space Top Gun space show.
Yeah.
Right.
It was totally
Yeah.
awesome, man. But this one, man, and episode 4 was like this is where it kind of opened up the floodgates, man. So these are some things we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about the gods of Mortis. They haven't been in the Ahsoka episode, but there's a lot of influence happening with these gods of Mortis. So that I want to kind of break it down. So like if they pop up, you guys kind of can understand what's going on. Then we're gonna talk about the world between worlds. We talked about that last episode, and it showed up. And we talked about that 2 weeks ago, right? And it showed up.
Yeah.
Ahsoka showed up in World Between Worlds. And I want to ask you guys like later, so you guys can think about like how did she end up in the World Between Worlds and she didn't die? Like she should have died, right? But she just ended up on one of the paths over in the World Between Worlds. Then we're gonna talk about the guy who's kind of stealing the show, man, Balin Skull, and his apprentice Shan Hati. We're gonna talk about the death of Mork, and then Ahsoka and Anakin. Anakin shows up, man. So is it really Anakin? I don't know, man. So I'm gonna leave that to you guys. Then we'll talk about one thing I left out. We'll talk about Sabine, and her giving up the map and joining the dark side, maybe. So in episode
Mhm.
5, could it be a Filoni masterpiece, man? That's what they're setting up to be, man. So
You should mention that the Gods of Mortis. Anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about. That's season 3 of the Clone Wars, right?
yep,
Yeah.
season 3.
These episodes 14, 15, and 16. If you want to check it out,
Yeah, man.
really good. I just saw it again, so it's really good episodes.
It's the heart of like the Filoni universe. I mean, let's be straight, Frank.
Yes, sir.
This stuff that Filoni's doing is like it's kind of Skywalker. He kind of uses it, but it's non-Skywalker. He's been creating his own universe since the beginning, man. Since Clone Wars, like his own characters. He developed Darth Maul. You know what I'm saying? Like Darth Maul is his character. Anakin is kind of his character.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I like that. I was telling my wife this, and she doesn't care about any of my Star Wars stuff. I try to train. I keep her going all the time. But I like how the story hasn't fucking stopped. Like they almost Clone Wars stopped for a while. Then they jumped back on Netflix, and then Disney bought it, and then we didn't know what the hell was going to happen. And then now that he's doing this live action stuff. The story now it's a Rebel story continuation. So we're getting his story no matter whether we like it or not. I think that's awesome. You know what I mean? So
it's a Filoni universe, man.
Yeah, because it's not changing. It's not like deviating. Or has stopped, and then they've managed to keep us going. This entire time. With a singular story, which I think is awesome.
Yep, and it's always 3 story arcs. Like that's kind of Filoni's thing. 3 story arcs, and it's kind of happening here. Like we've cut into we're kind of in the middle of an arc, but I think we're gonna get 2 episode arcs and then a big episode at the end. That's Filoni magic, man. Like sometimes it's hard to follow though. Like I gotta, like Clone Wars is super hard to follow. Like because the 3 arcs, the 3 show arcs wouldn't kind of like interject with each other. Just like here's an arc, now we're starting a new arc, and another arc, and they don't really connect. But once he started connecting them in like Rebels, like you could see him flourish as like a storyteller. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. A lot of the Rebel stuff too towards the end. I'm gonna just be my honest self. All this stuff that we're talking about with the Gods of Mortis, the world in between worlds, I didn't really. Those are the episodes that kind of turned me off the most. I mean, I still watch them because I'm I'm a Star Wars fan, but I'm like, who cares? Like this, I felt like they're showing us too much sometimes. Like it's almost like they're taking away the magic by showing us these other places, that are mysterious, I guess. But now that I've watched these last episodes on, Ahsoka, I'm going back to those and I'm going, oh, these are awesome. Because at least we're getting there. We had to wait to see what's coming out of this, but at least we're getting it now, right? So,
I mean, let's be honest, man. Because we talked about this last time in the last show. Like when Ahsoka first showed up in like in Clone Wars, you're like, who the hell is this girl? Yeah. Like this snippy ass little girl, no one liked Snips, bro. Like let's be honest, and no one liked Snips until
she started getting sexy.
Yeah, bro. Until she got sexy in the Rebels, man. When she showed back up, everybody started liking Ahsoka. And when she showed up in Rebels as a young woman, you're like, oh damn, I remember Snips. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say it's just the maturity, right? That's what made everyone start like her be more appealing. Because she just seems like a brat at first, and you're like, I don't want to hear this. So like she shows back up more mature.
You know what I am liking as metaphorically as a story for Ahsoka's growth, because let's also be real. That first movie that came out, the Clone Wars, that the special effects in that were kind of shitty, right?
They were, bro.
I mean, they were good, but not movie right. And so was she. And I felt like as they've evolved, like the graphics and like the fighting and everything, and the maturity and her, we felt she kind of represents like how much they've grown as well. I'm talking about Filoni and the animators that are behind it, because they obviously had to get better in what they were doing and more efficient. And also Ahsoka's movements and her fighting style and her growth is getting. So I parallel the growth of these artists through her. So like they used her for a vehicle, and you could really see how much they grew. And Filoni, of course, being at the head of that mantle, evolving as well. So that's kind of the way I see her too, which is cool.
Yeah, she's the constant in like the Filoni universe, right? Like
that's his baby.
Ahsoka's always been there, man. She grew up in that little snippy, because she got her name because remember like Anakin was like, why you gotta be so snippy, and then he started naming her Snips. But then all the way from then, like you could she's always been in like something attached to Star Wars, the Filoniverse. You know what I'm saying? And she's moving in. I mean, we said it last week. Or 2 weeks ago. I think they're moving into a whole nother universe where it ain't gonna be Skywalker crap no more. You know, it's just gonna be like a whole new stories, whole new adventures, whole new like villains. You know what I'm saying? You know, like it's gonna be awesome, man. It's gonna be
There
awesome.
could be
But go
there
ahead.
could be a whole new physics in this galaxy as well. The Force might work differently,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
That's another
So that
possibility.
it could be because you know like the witches of Darthamir, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
They could be from there, you know, and they could be
Right.
like the most powerful beings, right? You know, like it could be all witchcraft, bro, the Force and stuff, you know, like
Well,
it's
well, I definitely like how they're showing us different power ways to get to the Force, right? It's not just like say the Jedi way. There's also the witch way. There's witchcraft, that sorcery
yep,
that you can use to tap into the Force, you know, and have this kind of technology and
Yeah.
power that's different, right? I think that's kind of cool what they're doing in this
I-
already.
yeah,
I like Ahsoka says it pretty well when she's talking to Sabine about it. She's like, you know, when she's talking to everyone's connected to the Force and everyone can be a Force user, but it doesn't necessarily mean that everyone can be a Force user. Like
Right.
you have to have that innate ability or you have to have that talent. She's like talent plays a big factor. So it's like you're saying, like everyone can do it, but maybe just a different part of it. Like go around this way to get to it or something.
Yeah, I
and
did. Go ahead.
go no, I just
I didn't
Filoni.
like that whole idea of bloodlines anymore. Like as far as
Yeah,
having a
yeah, yeah,
Force.
yeah.
It made it too royal and monarchy for me, you know, kind of shit. And I feel
Mhm.
like Star Wars has always been democratic. It's about, you know what I mean, everybody, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like that's happening again. That you can potentially, and it connects you more to Star Wars, I think, because I'm sure kids are going to be at home like I used to when I was a kid and try to use the Force at home. Obviously, we couldn't,
Oh
right?
yeah, bro.
But that's how we could connect to it. You know, that it was that deep for us. You know,
Yeah,
and
I like the way Filoni is like redefining the Jedi too, right? Like you
yeah,
don't have to be a force user, or it doesn't. This force doesn't have to be strong with you. You know, you put to push stuff, you know, without
right.
you
Yeah.
touching it. You know, to be a Jedi, you know, it's just like
Mhm.
you know, like it's all about like practice, 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 and you know, showing up. You know, and you could
Yeah.
be this Jedi. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's kind of. I mean, it's a samurai way. Like I mean,
Yeah.
he's really following like you know this kind of like samurai mantra, you know, like
Mhm.
hard work, persistence, you know, always showing up and always
Mhm.
practicing your skills and training will make you, you know, a samurai. You know what I'm saying? You
And
don't
that
have to have the power to do it. You know what I'm saying?
and
Yeah.
following the way. Yeah,
You're
for
following
sure.
the way.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know, the way, right? The
The
force,
way of the
right?
Force.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
man,
dope. Yeah. So that's cool, man. I like what they're doing with that for sure.
yeah, it's pretty dope, man. So let's talk about the gods of Morse. But before we go, man, before we start, man, I want to say what's up to everybody. Who that's in the house, man. So
Hey, who
Frank,
dat?
who that's out
Who
of
that?
New
Who that?
Orleans.
Nice. Dang.
And then Chef, man, Chef's in the house. I don't, Chef, where you from, bro? I've never asked Chef where he's from, man. But we're gonna find out tonight, man. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
from the kitchen.
He's from the kitchen, bro. Chef, man. Chef got some books and he got some food, man.
Nice.
But he used to send me pictures of food, stuff he was cooking. I was like, yo, man, why don't you just send it over here, bro? You know, like you got some good stuff, man. But let's go, man. Let's talk about this, man. So where you can find the gods of Mortis. They're actually called like overlords, you know, like but I call them gods because it seems like they're like, you know, like forces, gods of the force. You know what I'm saying? And this is a real defining kind of arc for like the Filoni universe because this is the way he wants to like he wants to define the force, you know, for his own use in the following Star Wars. And I think he's just been kind of setting this up for like 10, 15 years, man. I
Mm.
mean, what do you guys think? Like, I mean, I think he got George Lucas's, you know, like approval to do it. Like, it's kind of between them. He was like, man, maybe you should be moving away from like, you know, the Skywalker stuff and start, you know, a whole new like Star Wars and fill it with your own characters and fill it with your own philosophies and you know and this one is a real like it's awesome, man. If you guys haven't seen this, like you guys rewatch it, right? What do you guys think when you guys rewatch these 3 episodes? Go ahead, F.
I just seen them today, and like I was telling you guys before we came on, I wanted to watch the whole series all over again. How how good it is,
Yeah.
just the growth of the characters. And Francola was also talking about like the growth of Ahsoka, how much she's changed throughout the years from a little kid to a powerful. She's not a Jedi anymore, but a Force wielder.
Mhm.
I just I was going to say something, but do you guys know if Filoni has any influence in the movies at all, or sometimes they're directed by different people? I mean,
You're talking about the movies that are going to come out the
yes,
theater. Isn't he supposed to come out with
Yeah.
a big
He-
one that's going to bring all
It's
this
his.
stuff together?
Yeah, he has one movie he's gonna do, and I like
gonna bring it all
exactly like
together.
you said. Yeah, tie it all together. I think.
Mandalorian,
Yep.
the Ashoka, all
Mhm.
all that stuff that's happening right now in one movie that's coming up
Yeah.
called Hair to the Empire.
Yeah.
Right.
What? It's gonna be called Heir to the Empire?
Well, I
didn't know
think
that.
that's I
Yeah.
think that's what they want to call it. Yeah, I think that's what
Really?
he wants to call it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hair to the
Ooh.
Empire. So
That's the first time I heard it.
Yeah,
You
so
know?
Thrawn's going to be in there for sure, right?
For
So
sure.
I feel like this is all leading to that movie that's supposed to come out. That's what
Mhm.
I heard, which is another cool thing, man. Because it sucked, right, when we heard that Disney had taken over and all that stuff wasn't counting anymore, right? Like the Thrawn trilogy,
Yeah,
and
that's
Yeah,
right.
all the,
all that
all the
cool stuff. It
EU
was like,
stuff.
It became
yeah.
legends and stuff,
yeah,
you know.
but
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
fact that they're bringing it in the comics, right? They're bringing it in
Yeah.
the movies. They're
Yeah.
bringing in all the animated, the video games, and I think it's awesome that they're going to bring us the movie that we really all wanted to see, which was the Heir to the Throne, right?
Yeah.
The Thrawn trilogy, right?
Yeah,
If we had
exactly.
it, our fans had it, but we're still getting it, man. But we're
Mhm.
getting it the way it's got to, in this
Yeah.
way.
The way it should have been.
Mhm.
So we're getting it this, which is still, I think, is awesome if this all happens. Yeah. So a Thrawn movie is supposed to be coming up, or the Heir to the Empire movie, named after
Yes.
the book. So obviously they're going to bring, he's aware of that consciously, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think they turned the reins over to Filoni, man. Or it's like, here, like you showed us what you've done on Mandalorian. It was like our biggest hit on Disney Plus. Like, here, take it, and run with it, man. And Filoni kind of always, I think he always knew it was going to be his thing because, like I said, man, he's developed all the characters that we see now, he's developed in, like all in Clone Wars and in Rebels, like Bo-Katan. That's his character, bro. Like he
Yeah.
developed Bo-Katan, and he developed the Duchesses, like their sister. If you guys ever watched like I think it's season 4 when it's all Mandalore, you know what I'm saying, and Darth Maul takes over and the Duchess
Yep.
is there, and like Obi-Wan had a thing for the Duchess. He's like,
Yep.
if you would have told me to quit the Jedi Order, I would have quit.
done it.
Remember,
Yep.
I would have done.
Mhm.
And then like Darth Maul killed her, bro. And
Yeah.
and it all came down to like Rebels when they had their final battle. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they're all both old men and shit. And he's like, they had all this bent up,
Hey,
they want to kill
Yeah.
each other. You know what I'm saying? And it
Yeah.
just, and then then Darth Maul dies with respect. You know what I'm saying? With Obi-Wan,
Mhm.
like, you're my oldest foe, but I think you're like my oldest friend too. You know what I'm saying? It's still alive. It was the dopest thing ever, man. Like
Yeah.
the way Filoni puts it all together. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, and that's the reason why I keep thinking Darth Maul's coming back because that's Filoni's character, man. You know what I'm saying? George
Yeah.
Lucas may have created him, but fucking Filoni made him. Made him who he is.
Let's not forget he was in Rogue One at the end, so they got to do something with him.
Yeah,
Exactly.
bro.
They're
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
have to, they're gonna have to end his story.
And I mean, I know it's like not, but I mentioned this last time in Solo too. He's in Solo at the end of Solo too.
Oh no, I meant Solo. I said Rogue
Yeah,
One.
no.
No,
He
Solo,
just
Solo.
mentioned. I know.
But he was in Rogue One too. In Rogue
No.
One, he fucking
Was
kicked.
he?
Oh no, he didn't. No.
No,
I'm thinking
no.
Vader.
Was-
I'm
I
thinking
think
Vader
it's-
when Vader
no,
kicked his
Yeah, I
ass.
got
no,
messed
it's
up.
just
I got, no,
Vader,
no.
yeah.
On
Mhm.
Solo, I missed that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, look,
No.
we found-
I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant.
we,
Bro.
we found out where Chef's from, man. Brooklyn, bro.
Brooklyn,
Chef.
Vietnam. I used to
Chef,
live there.
DM me, bro, because I might be out your way, pretty soon, man. So
The
DM me,
zoo.
bro.
The zoo.
I'm gonna go there and finally eat some, Chef's food, man.
Some chef
You know?
food.
Yeah, man. So check this out, man. So this is kind of like I put this together because I didn't want to just say it off the cuff, and you guys would and say the wrong thing. So the Mortis arc sees Anakin, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan stumble on a strange cube planet. Remember, it was like cube. It was like a Rubik's cube or something like
It's
that.
almost. It was almost like a holocron.
Yeah, like a holocron. It wasn't. Yeah, it was kind of like a holocron.
Mhm.
Damn, bro.
Yeah. Mhm.
Some more. Look at that, man.
Yeah.
Now you got me thinking.
Yeah. I know.
It was called it's called the planet of Mortis, and in the background you can see what it looks like. It's like all these kind of rocks floating in the air, and it would turn day to night every hour. Remember that? It was like
Yeah.
every season the seasons would change and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's occupied by the living embodiments of the Force, the Father, the Son, and the Daughter. Where Anakin has to grapple with his identity as the chosen one, because they kept saying we brought you here because the cube kind of like was found him and said like we need to bring the chosen one over here. So the Force named Anakin as the chosen one, right?
Yeah.
Mortis raises a lot of interesting questions about the Force, and some of the ideas are echoed later in Star Wars media, even echoed now in the Ahsoka episodes. But I got this clip, man. I want you guys to check out, man. So it'll give you a little bit about what they believe in their and the family, this father, son, and daughter. And let me shoot it right now.
Cannot sleep. To strike an unarmed man is hardly the Jedi way.
You're a Sith Lord.
You have a very simple view of the universe. I am neither Sith nor Jedi. I am much more. And so are you.
I see through your spells and visions, old man. Tell me what is going on here.
Some call us Force wielders.
The Jedi have never spoken of this.
Few still know of our existence.
In that room, my mother came to me, but it was not her. It was something else.
My son, I suspect. We can take many forms. The shapes we embody are merely a reflection of the life force around us. You carry a great sadness in your heart. My children and I can manipulate the Force like no other. Therefore it was necessary to withdraw from the temporal world and live here as anchorites.
As a sanctuary?
And a prison. You cannot imagine what pain it is to have such love for your children and realize that they could tear the very fabric of our universe.
I don't understand.
It is only here that I can control them. A family in balance, the light and the dark, day with night, destruction replaced by creation.
Then why reveal yourselves to us?
There are some who would like to exploit our power. The Sith are but one. Too much dark or light would be the undoing of life as you understand it. When news reached me that the Chosen One had been found, I needed to see for myself.
The Chosen One is a myth.
Is it? I should very much like to know. Why don't we find out together? Pass one test, and I shall know the truth. Then, you and your friends may leave.
Damn, that's one long clip. You should have showed the whole episode, man.
Bro, I'm gonna you know I'm gonna get copyrighted for that one. It's for real, bro. So go ahead, Frank. You're about to say something, man?
Oh no, I forgot what I was. No, it was about. No. Let's move on because it's not going to pertain.
Oh man, so we got Desired in the house, man. So this is Nigel, Frank. So
Hey, Nigel.
Frank is new to the comic community. Nigel's out in Baltimore, man. Yeah, Baltimore, Maryland, bro. He was out here for San Diego Comic Con too. So
I thought Nigel would be at Baltimore Con right now. You know?
I know, me too, bro. I thought he'd be hanging out with all the cats out there, man.
Yeah.
But here we go, man. So we got the father and the son and the daughter, man. So I want to be clear about things. So I kind of put some stuff up here so that you guys can read it. So there are there are three of these beings referred to by some as the Mortis gods: the angry, petulant son, and the kind and long-suffering daughter, and the wise but hidebound father. They represent darkness, light, and the balance, respectively, and refer to Anakin as the one, citing the same Jedi prophecy from the prequel trilogies. So, man, what do you guys think about these three guys, man? And within like what's going on in Ahsoka, because I see a lot of similarities here with like three people that have been showing up in the episodes, man. So.
Yeah, for sure. They do seem like Balin and and the two like apprentices, quote unquote, Inquisitor apprentice. It kind of seemed like that, but except like Shin Hati kind of seems like she's way more like pissed, like we were talking about earlier, and like more dark side leaning than like what the daughter would be. So that's, I mean, it kind of seems like that. It's close. It's like very close, but obviously Filoni did something else because you know who got the old lightsaber to the chest. So
yeah.
we'll
So
see,
the interesting things about these three within the episodes and with Ahsoka is that the son actually turned Ahsoka into the dark side. Remember that, guys? Like he and Ahsoka started attacking like Obi-Wan and Anakin, man. And she was doing pretty good. I was like, damn, Ahsoka got skills. Remember that in I think it was episode what is it, set 15, 16, 17? So it would be in like 16, you know?
the second one, yeah.
In the second one. And then when the son was done using her, he killed her. You know what I'm saying? Like she was dead. Like she was dead. And then she got hurt by the son, and she was like dying. And then she was like, for her last wish, she gave herself to Ahsoka to bring Ahsoka back to life. You know what I'm saying? So if you're talking about Ahsoka, she's neither dark side nor light side. She's kind of the gray. You know what I'm saying? Because she has both of these, you know, these powerful force figures like in her. You know, like she's been touched by both. Anakin was actually touched by him as well. Remember that in the end? I think it was the third one when they were in the fire pit. And he actually showed Anakin his future. You know, Anakin's future. Like he showed like Anakin, you know, battling Obi-Wan. You know, showed him like, you know, the death of Padme. And then him becoming Darth Vader. Like there's this big like ominous figure in the background. You knew it was Darth Vader. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, man. And then Anakin didn't remember any of that because the father actually like wiped it. Like he was Men in Black. He was like, I took those memories out of him because it wasn't good for anybody. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't good for anybody. But these are like the three gods, overlords, whatever you want to call them, of Mortis. And he's just the father, because everybody says he's Mortis, but no, he's just the father. He's like the balance. He's trying to balance both. You know, like he's trying to make his son happy, so son doesn't go to war with you know, the daughter, and you know, vice versa. You know, like he's always trying to keep these two in balance. So this is what the son becomes. So the son could take like many forms, but in these episodes he becomes like a vampire bat. You know what I'm saying? Which was dope, right? It was dope. He actually like stole like he grabbed like he became the bat and grabbed Ahsoka and took her over to his hiding place. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Yeah, it reminded me of like a gargoyle. It's kind of like a guard, like a force gargoyle. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, man. And then the force, the light, you know, the lady, you know, she was like a hawk. I mean, what would you call this, guys? I mean, Sam, I mean, Frank, what?
Yeah, more like
a griffin. A griffin. Yeah. She turns into a griffin. You know what I'm saying? And that's, you could see like you know, she's carrying Obi-Wan to help save Ahsoka in this picture right here. But she dies, right? And she becomes like she gives herself to Ahsoka, and you can always see this owl. Do you guys figure out the name of this owl yet?
It's like Mordai or something like that. It's like Mordai. It's like very similar to Mortis. I don't remember exactly, but something like that. Yeah.
Yep. And this Mordai, this owl has always been with Ahsoka. You know, like it kind of watches over. You know,
you've seen her in The Mandalorian too, real quick.
Yep.
On the episode of The Jedi.
Yeah.
She pops in, and if you look look above, you'll see her in the trees.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Really? I need it.
Yeah.
Which
right
one?
when they
Which
meet
episode?
Up, the Jedi on The Mandalorian.
Oh, and the Jedi one, right?
The
where
forest.
When Ahsoka shows up and
right
gets,
when they get together, you'll see it. You'll see it before you see it. Right before you see Ahsoka. Yeah. But she's perched. You'll see her perched in one of the trees. I don't know, right or left side.
You guys mentioning this, I think it makes sense. I never thought about it. She gave up her life force to save Ahsoka. So you think part of her transferred to Ahsoka?
Like
that's
stuck. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then you got to think also that like she was touched by the son too. So like the son the sun infested her, you know, like where she was like gray and like she had cracks
Yeah.
and stuff, and her eyes were all like she was on meth. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
I think that's what when you said that at first touched her. I think that's all you got to do if you're a dark side, or you touch the pain, get a little sting of the poison. You know what I mean? That taste of death or whatever that might refer to. You know.
yeah,
So that would be a
Yeah.
touch. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
touch of death as opposed to the touch of life from the. Yeah, I never thought about it like that. You said
like the
said
dim mock. Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Yeah,
the scar is the fucking thing.
yeah.
You know,
And
that's
you
the
guys know-
lesson.
Go ahead,
That's
go
the
ahead, go ahead.
lesson. No,
Oh no, I think you're right. I think that's exactly
all they gotta
what
do,
that is. Yep,
right?
just a touch. I was gonna say that I think the owl is hinted that it shows up in this last episode too, because do you remember when Hu Yang goes outside to like fix the crap?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
That's what I
then
see.
and then there like the other robot comes and finds him, but then leaves, and then it cuts to him again, and you hear something in the tree. So I think it's like the owl's watching over that as well. I think that's
And there's
what
that
it's
part
doing.
where remember when they were fighting, you know, at the end, and Ahsoka had fell off the cliff,
Yeah.
and then you know, Sabine had left, and the Hu Yang walks out of the spaceship.
Yeah,
and he's kind of
that's
looking
what I mean.
around.
Yeah.
and they had this like view like someone was in a
Yeah.
tree.
And
You know
it's
what
kind
I'm
of like a rounded view, just like the body outline of like an owl, maybe,
Yeah.
or side of
Okay,
it.
see that.
So I think
Yeah.
that's kind of what it is. Yeah,
It's
Rewatch
probably
it. It's real quick. It's super quick.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's probably in there.
Yeah, man, it's like, man, it's crazy, right? Like how Filoni connects all of this. Like
Yeah.
I think Filoni had written this like, you know, when he was like a burgeoning Star Wars person like us, Frank, in
yeah.
college.
Yeah.
You know, like he wrote all this shit in college, and he was like, he showed George Lucas like, this is kind of where I want to go, and George Lucas like, you could be my apprentice. You know,
This
what I'm
guy
saying?
probably, yeah, I'm sure that they have, while they're making the episodes that we're getting to watch now, he's already 3 chapters ahead.
He's lights
Oh,
ahead,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah,
Man,
he's
lights
already
ahead.
working while he's hopping out on this film. He's directing whatever. He's already right 3, whatever it
Yeah.
is. You know, what I mean, they're way ahead. I'm sure they all worked it all out. They got the whole big picture. Him and
Yeah, I
Lucas
think
had
you're
them
right.
sat down and went through everything
Sure.
because everything's falling together. By the way, I'm excited about Star Wars right now. I haven't felt like this in a long time.
Me either,
because
bro.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen next in the universe. Anything can
But
happen.
I was excited for
That's a good
Mandalorian
feeling.
season 1. Mandalorian
Well,
season
yeah,
1. That was the shit, bro. Right? Like when he walked out there and it opened up and it was like
Yeah.
this cold, barren spot.
That's
And he walks in there like fucking Clint Eastwood, bro, like tech, 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 tech. You know, like I was like, oh, this is Star Wars, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you think we're gonna see this next episode, the owl? I think we're gonna see it. I mean, I do. You know, like because
Yeah.
Yeah.
remember in Rebels,
Yeah.
Rebels shows up. She shows up in the World of Worlds. The
Yeah.
thing, you know, the
She's
owl.
up. Remember when he's like at that gate, and he's up at the top when Ezra's like goes to that gate.
Yeah.
And it's like he's sitting right at the top, right there. So it's like the same thing. Like this is the path that you're supposed to take. That's like the signal. The owl's the signal. Like right. Like this is where you should be.
Do you guys think, because, you know, when Ahsoka got slashed off the hill, you know, like she was supposed to end up in the water, right? And she ends up in the World of Worlds. Do you think the owl pulled her in
I think so.
or what?
That's a good
think
point.
Metaphorically.
Yeah.
don't
I think
know.
so. I think
Yeah.
I think so. I think so. I think it's like the thing that like the good portion of her connection to the Force was trying to save her.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you need another chance, or this is where you need to be right now, kind of thing.
We'll probably see her washed up on a beach.
Yeah.
And then with the owl somewhere in the distance.
Or
Yeah,
do you think it was
flying
Anakin that
off
pulled
or
her in?
something.
Do you think it was Anakin that pulled her in?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You know?
I mean,
That's a good
yeah,
question.
that's a good. Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Really?
Because in Rebels, Ezra pulls her in. Remember, she was fighting with Vader in the on that in that Sith fucking temple,
Yeah.
and he pulls her out right before she's gonna get smashed. You know, and they were in the World of
Yep.
Worlds, and then he puts her back, and then she knows what to expect, and she survives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
hey man, Cosmic One, bro, look at this, man. Welcome to the channel, man. I don't think we've ever met you, so we got to know where you're from, bro. We're kind of like trying to, know where everybody's from and the names and everything. But welcome, Cosmic One. Welcome, bro.
He's got a Jerry Garcia fan too.
I know that's sick,
yeah.
bro. He's probably
Nice.
from San Francisco too, bro.
Yeah,
Look,
man.
Man, we used to go. Remember, Frank? Did you ever come with me and Danny? We used to go to like the Grateful Dead house out in like the Haight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I actually did a mural of him in Excelsior, and while I was painting that mural, I didn't realize that he only lived 2 blocks away from there. So I
Yeah,
actually
bro.
wrote in Excelsior.
Cool.
In Excelsior? Oh
Yeah,
yeah, he
so
lived in Excelsior too.
there's
Yeah,
a house there. Yeah, it's just a house somebody owns now, but it's funny because you go there and it doesn't say anything. There's a sign in the street on Mission that it points you that way, but when you get to the house, it doesn't. There's no thing there. But there's like little alien inflatables looking out the window and shit like that, just to trip people out. But yeah, right in Excelsior, so that's where he's that's where
So
he
check this
started
out, man.
as a kid.
And he said no Anakin. He was surprised it was so soon.
That's right. He did
Oh,
say
so
that.
yep, he did. So it wasn't Anakin. Cosmic One's from Indy, man. Welcome, bro, man. All the way
Nice.
from Indiana, man. That's nice, bro.
Cool.
Yeah. So it wasn't so. I mean, I agree. I agree because he was surprised to see her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
he goes, I'd expect to
could-
hear this early or something.
and it could
Yeah.
have been like Ezra because Ezra wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Because when Ezra pulled her in Rebels, like he was there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think that's Anakin from the past, though. Before he became Darth Vader. So I mean, we'll see next episode if he's how good he is, or if he's leaning towards the evil side, or what's going on with him.
Do you
But
think
they
that was
do-
Anakin before he died? Is that what you're
That's
saying?
possible. That's
Yeah.
possible.
Whoa! I didn't
But-
think about
but-
that.
But they do play the dark side theme, his Vader theme, real subtle in the back after he
Yeah.
says that. You hear that?
Well, I think
real quick.
Anakin
But no,
always-
but yeah.
I think Anakin always had a dark side to him. Everybody has
Yeah,
a dark
yeah,
side to him,
that's possible.
But his was more upfront than any of the other Jedi's.
Yeah, because I think you're onto something though. I think it's
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're on something. Yeah. It may. I mean, Anakin was in the World of Worlds when he was in like Clone Wars, like Filoniverse.
yeah.
Do you think that was possible? I think
Why
it,
not?
he was the chosen one, right? He was the one with the strongest with the Force. You know.
Was it his Force Ghost that did it? Does this Force Ghost exist? Do Force Ghosts exist on the World Between Worlds? I mean, when he became a Force,
Yeah,
like
that's
one with the Force,
we don't know
right?
that.
He
Yeah,
was
we don't
young.
know that.
He was
Yeah.
young. It wasn't old Anakin,
Yeah.
right? It was like young again. So
Could be
like,
something.
But
Who-
but
yeah.
we did but what Efren kind of makes sense is like this guy was like the chosen one, so he could make it into the World of Worlds when he was young. You know.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, there's
I
that
don't know.
possibility too. But that is a quite good question. Do space ghosts enter the world between worlds?
yeah, yeah.
Jedi ghosts.
I
what I said.
don't know. Well, I mean, like, that would make sense, right? Because like if you get drawn to that world by something, and you remember when she's like walking and you can hear like people are talking,
Mhm.
right? Like you hear voices in the background, the same way that like you would like Ray would hear voices, the same way that Ezra heard voices. So are the Force ghosts connected and can talk to other Force users only
Mhm.
there, or they have to like escape to talk? I don't know. Like it brings up a lot of interesting points.
But
I watched
remember they were saying like the Mortis, like the father was saying like, this world Mortis is like it's like our jail. We're like locked in. I mean, do you think like I don't know, man. Do you think like the Force Ghosts could be locked in there or locked out? Or
Maybe,
know?
yeah, maybe, yeah.
but they show up and they always show up like like Qui-Gon shows up in Obi-Wan, and he like kind of like tells them like there's this thing
Yeah.
and
Yep.
they show up here and there, like are they given a pass? Like do they have like 10 passes to go out in the real world and shit? I don't know.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
all crazy stuff, man. Go ahead, Frank.
What I understand about those gods of Mortis is they're basically were Jedis at one time, but they like just regular people, but they evolved to such a high degree that they're like gods almost, But they're not necessarily gods per se,
Mhm.
but compared to us, they are obviously, but they're just highly evolved beings,
Like Jedi, yeah,
like
gotcha.
Jedi that were just
Mhm.
transcended to this high level, and that
Yeah.
lot could be maybe the I don't know the as high as it can get or something. I don't know
Sure.
that
sure.
prison. If that's what you're all about transcending, then you would consider that a. But that's
Yeah.
getting out there. That's getting out there.
No, man, that's what we do here, bro. We
No,
don't
but
do
that,
it.
but,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that's
that's
what
what
I
we do
think
here.
they represent. Like I feel like they're not. They're just more evolved beings who have
Huh.
influence over the Force, and that means all these other Force wielders that are out there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Below them,
It's a
they're
good-
like
Yeah, man.
forces. So I don't that which is cool. That's a cool concept too.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then we have, we talk about the owl, man. So I think the owl is showing up next episode. The owl has to show up, man. It has to keep watch over Ahsoka. Because Ahsoka's been touched, man, like you guys said. You know what I'm saying? She's been
Yeah.
touched by the light, and she's been touched by the dark. I just want to figure out, like who is the sun? Like what animal does the sun like represent? And I always like I think it's the I mean me personally I think it's the wolf. You know, like there's a lot of wolves going on.
So
You know,
the wolves are. I just watched some other thing. The wolves are supposed to be just force, the force. So there's white wolves and black wolves in this. If you notice, if you pay attention,
Yeah.
they're just they don't have any. They're just force. They're just force that's moving around. So he uses animals like that, and the wolf I think is those are. But he does talk to one. What do you call it? Kanan, right? Talks to one of the light ones. But they're just supposed to represent force energy, without any like judgment or they're just energy. They're animals. They're like forces. You know what I mean?
like the
Neutral. They're
whales
supposed to
and
be
stuff.
neutral. Yeah, like the whales too. So I think what they're trying to do is bring it all together. So it's supposed to be like the world of the force, this place where the gods of Mortis are at, the world between worlds, and even the hyperspace world now are all this other dimension that they want. They're all trying to tie in, but sort of this. They're different, but all supposed to be the same. They have to do with the force. So.
So that's what you were talking about. Like it's a whole different like chemistry and like science and.
But yeah, but still the force. You know what I mean? Just different aspects
Yeah.
of it. You know, what I mean? Different dimensions.
Different part of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But
Yeah.
they're supposed to be all one. Even hyperspace. That has to do with the force as well now. So.
And see what Chef said, man. Chef said, what if Ahsoka is dreaming all this at the world between worlds part?
Well, that to me, that's the same thing. It's that other world. It's just a dream world. It's another dimension. So in Star Wars, it's important, you know.
I mean, if you think about it, like that's a pretty good point, man. Because I mean, when we're sleeping and dreaming, maybe we're going. I mean, me and Frank, this is such shit. Me and Frank would talk about. Like we would transcend our, you know, like our ego stops, and then we're able to transcend into another world, and then when we wake up, our ego kind of takes us back in. You know what I'm saying?
I think if she is dreaming this, that doesn't mean it's not real though.
Yeah,
Maybe like an astral plane, you know, it just takes it to another level, you know. But it's all happening.
Yeah, like it's like it could be fake, it could be just a dream, but the message is what's important.
Yes.
Right. That's what you get. Like it's still real to her.
Yes.
Right. And as long as she believes that, then it's just as real as anything else. Right.
Yeah.
So it could be a dream.
Yeah.
And that's what you were saying. Like she could wake up on a beach and shit. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
well, yeah, exactly. That's what I think she's gonna. You know, and that's what people get washed ashore. Oh. You know. So maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, man. Everything's up in the air right now, man.
Yeah. That's what's cool. That's what's awesome about what's this whole episode right now. You know?
That was dope, man. He just kind of left us hanging at a good part. You know, like we're like, oh, I'm down to see episode 5 now. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I'm ready.
I'm ready, man.
Even the name, episode 5. There's, even the episode was called the Fallen Jedi.
Fallen Jedi.
That was so much a parallel between so many. There was. She fell literally. You know what I mean? That other guy, the guy that gassed out, he fell.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a bunch of fallen Jedi.
Sabine fell.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that was and it kind of shows you that we're in this place right now, Star Wars, where there is no real good and bad. Yeah, everybody's still trying to work it out. And I think that's the whole episode of what's Ahsoka. She's still tempted by the dark side. You know, she's throwing Sabine, you know, her killer around or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's cool to see her still having to be tested and tempted by the dark side. You know.
But that was good because
Balin, you know, he's a fallen Jedi in a way, you know. So it's pretty awesome.
What I think about with that part about Ahsoka, because she's always been like pretty stoic, man. In the last like 4 episodes, and then she like lost it, bro, when she was like she thought Sabine died and tossed like Ashi, whatever, you know, the apprentice, you know, like Shinhati, like she tossed her, you know. So
she's been using a lot of dark side powers, right? And obviously because she trained under Anakin, but she's still in that world right now. It's just cool because she still snips. She's still going to make mistakes. She's still struggling to be this Jedi, you know, if she is or not, you know.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that was fun about this that you get to see her with her character. She's not full, even though she's a master fucking, you know, killing machine. She's still struggling as a, you know, between the light and the dark.
As a person, man.
Yeah.
And then we got the father here, which is he tried to keep the balance, you know, between all things. And we saw the clip, you know, you guys got to see a bit about him. And then this also shows up in the Lothal ruins. You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
Where Ezra's
yeah.
from. Remember this one?
Yeah.
In
You
the
know, like
temple. It's in the temple, isn't it?
yeah, in the temple ruins. You know what I'm saying? On Lothal.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, man. This is so you could see like this shows up in Clone Wars. This shows up in Rebels. Is it gonna show up in Ahsoka? You know, and they're saying that they actually showed up in that temple. In the temple, there's 3. You know, that Trinity in there.
Yeah.
And that was probably them. You know what I'm saying? They probably
Yeah.
laid that down for them. You know,
Oh,
because you know they could do the world of the world, so they can jump. You know, like between space and time and shit. So they can go from wherever they're at to, you know, like, you know, 1,000 years before, make this temple knowing that they needed this in the future. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I think it's pretty interesting, man. These guys. You know what I'm saying?
So who was that guy that was on the Rebels episode? That villain in there that was trying to break into here, unlock the code on Rebels. There was this Imperial dude that wore like a rag over his head or something. On the
I don't
episode
remember.
where Ezra went over to the through into the world between worlds.
man,
He's almost like an Imperial leader, but he's got like witchcraft also kind of thing going, some supernatural
Yeah,
shit.
I kind of remember
You know
what
what I'm
you're
talking about?
talking. Yeah, I kind of remember that now. I haven't seen that in a while, but yeah, now I gotta watch that again. It's
no,
fine.
I gotta
Yeah.
watch it back.
So I'm assuming that there kinds of there's a reference here back to sort of which they've been giving us, right? Raiders of the Lost Ark, where the Russians, what the hell did I say? Where the Imperial are like the space Nazis trying to tap into this Ark of the Covenant type power, right? That's what they're trying to do, right? Seeing that they can go in there into the world between worlds and manipulate shit for the dark side.
Yep.
Right. So it makes it interesting that it's not just the Jedi's having to go and figure out what's in here, but I mean the good guys, but also that's why Thrawn and everybody wants in here because they're trying to tap into this shit so they can manipulate it like a dark power, you know?
But you know what I'm thinking, man? Because, you know, like, we're all thinking, like, you know, this shit doesn't matter because it's going to go bad anyway. You know, like, the First Order comes back. But I think we're not even going in the First Order, like, you know, like, the First Order path. I think these guys are flying out on a whole nother mission path. It's not even going to have to do nothing. It's not... Wherever they're going, Filoni's universe is gonna retcon everything to where they're not even interested in any of that. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not even interested in like the First Order. They're gonna do this whole other thing with these gods and Morrises and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like in in different
dark
galaxies.
supernatural energies.
Supernatural.
Yeah, that Palpatine was kind of alluding to. Remember? Powers that would seem, you know, unnatural. Whatever it says.
And Filoni's kind of giving us like the you know, like the hints because the way these, you know, overlords of Mortis, gods and Morrises, you know, like this being like kind of the central kind of like a philosophy, it's moving somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because
exactly.
You know. That's why I was thinking like
the natural, yeah, exactly.
Because everybody's thinking like, oh, shit's gonna go bad anyway, because this has to follow the timeline, you know, of you know, the First Order. Like it's gonna go bad anyway. I'm like, no, it's going a total different direction. He's retconning the whole thing where that shit don't even matter. Rey don't matter. Like Kylo don't matter. Like, you know, Palpatine don't even matter. It's like a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
Man. And he's been setting this up for like 20 years. You know,
this is a different branch, right, of the tree, like a total different branch.
Yeah.
It's going to connect to a different tree. We're going to a different forest, that kind of stuff. You know what I was just thinking, sitting here looking at the picture of the father, right, and how his head looks in this picture. What if he's like a Zabrak, like Darth Maul and Savage Opress, like, and that's why his helmet has all those spikes on it to allow for his spikes under his head, so you can't tell. What if he's like you know, not a descendant? What if he's the ancestor of them somehow? Or that's how
the witches.
I don't know. Like I was just sitting there looking at him, like, why does he have spikes on his head? I'm like, maybe that's to cover that up.
Because Dathomir leads to, you know, whatever is that what's it called again? Pathway to
Peridea.
Peridea. Yeah, it links in.
Yeah, it's like
that's
a hot point, right? Yeah, so maybe that's where he's from.
Maybe he's the father of the witches, dude.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. Like, or maybe he's like, that's his, like, Mother Talzin's like his, that's her man, right? Maybe he's Darth Maul's daddy.
Because, dude, like if you think about like in those 3 episodes, he wasn't really using force. He was using kind of like magic, like
Yeah.
some mystical like
Yeah.
thing, like Doctor Strange or some shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know?
Hmm.
Yeah, man. That's good. That's a good analogy, man. I like that one,
Good
dude.
thinking.
Like I didn't think about that either.
Me either. I just saw it right now. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Makes sense though. Makes
maybe.
sense, man. And then here we go, man. So we're trying to link it in, man. So this is like the altar of Mortis. This is what they called it, man. And if you look at it, man, it looks just like the star maps, and it looks just like World Between Worlds, right? Like there's something. You guys have to watch this episode. I think this is episode 2 right here. You know, where like they're telling like Anakin, like you have to choose. You have to kill one. You know, like we're gonna kill one. You have to choose either like your master or your apprentice. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they're stuck in here, but there's a lot more going on. Like it's all over the place. It's like in the skies and shit and on the sides, and it's pretty dope, man. But it links to where we need to go, which is the World Between Worlds, man. You know what I'm saying?
What episode
and I think
was this?
that was episode. Let me see here. What was it?
Clone Wars?
It's like season 3, 15, 16, 17, around there. You know. And it's called the altar. It's Overload of Mortis. That's where it starts.
Okay.
Yeah. But this is it all kind of leads into this world, this world between worlds that can like reshape the Star Wars universe, man. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I don't know how that like it would overlay. I mean, there's obviously some kind of overlap or overlay between them two, and maybe this is like an extension up of it, and or part of the World Between Worlds. Like you go up, maybe you go up and through this to come back down, or maybe that's where the pathway leads to, and then it shifts back. I don't know. It's a really abstract like thought.
When you say reshape, do you mean like change the way Star Wars is? You know, the canon of Star Wars, but I don't think so at all. I think it's just part of the history of Star Wars.
I think they're retconning the whole thing, man. I think they're retconning like everything, like the Skywalker, like what Craig said. They're creating a whole other branch because we don't see them in the pre or whatever the sequels. You know, like Rey and Kylo and all them. Like where the hell where's Ahsoka and where's the rebels? You know,
they're taking us out of a galaxy far, far away. Now it's a galaxy way the fuck further away.
Way the fuck away.
Right? That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
We're now literally leaving the galaxy far, far away to a galaxy way the fuck further away. I'm right.
Yeah.
Because man, I mean, am I the only one, man? Like, I love the Skywalker saga, but I'm kind of done with it. You know, like
well, they fucked it up, didn't they?
You know,
you're not the only one. I think it's both. I think it's what F is saying, and I think it's what you guys are kind of echoing as well. Like it that will always be like part of it, so they could come back and like touch on it if they need to use it to explain parts of where they were going, and it'll be new stuff as well. Like like the tree is like I think it is a tree. I think it's like the hub of it is central like trilogy, and then those branches, and now this is like a branch that fits in between them somewhere.
It's know what it's more like? Jumping trees.
Yeah.
Almost, right?
Yeah.
If you look at a galaxy as a tree, right? It's like, okay, it's time to jump to the other tree. It's a metaphor, right? For all this shit. Something's definitely telling you that something's changing, right?
It sounds like, but they're bringing it. I mean, but
branches.
But what they're saying with the Filoni movie, that Heir of the Empire, they're like bringing it all back in, because the Mandalorians. I'm not saying the Mandalorian, but the Mandalorians have to join the fight because they're bringing in like all the Mandalorians, and then they're bringing in everybody from the Rebels, and then from whatever all the Filoni stuff all together in one.
I think it's cool that they are doing new things and going to doing different type of shows and movies. Yeah. But I think it's going to be hard for people who are diehard. I mean, I love Star Wars, but who are diehard fans who don't want to let go of the past. They don't want to see something new. They're being stuck in the past. But then again, the 3 main people in the original Star Wars, they're gone. So whether you like it or not, you're gonna have to move forward.
Well, I think Ahsoka is like a really good jumping on point for that. More so even than Rebels and the Clone Wars stuff, because it's obviously it's live action, it's what they're used to, and at the same time they're doing a lot of the same things. There's still a lot of like force stuff. There's still a lot of lightsabers. It gives you that kind of same feelings. I felt like more so towards the original trilogy watching these episodes than I have any of the other Star Wars stuff besides the first season of The Mandalorian. So.
Yeah, man. I mean, me too, man. This is like making me like deep thought, bro. You know, deep thought meditations about like what's going on with this whole thing.
Is they have to remember the past, but don't focus on it.
Yeah.
You know, move forward.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what this. I hope the continuation of the rest of this is what will do that. You know?
Yep.
I mean, I'm stoked, man. When you guys said they're going to call this the Heir to the Empire, like
hey, we could all watch the next episode together. You know, just to make sure we watch it together.
I know, right? That'd be dope.
And we could do a whole live cast on here, man, where we're just watching it.
Yeah,
but we can't play it.
You can't show
we just gotta put it.
Just our reactions.
We'd have to be like this, and and do our reactions.
Do all that, yeah, exactly, right? Yeah.
You know, you guys down to do that?
I'm down. I'm down.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it, bro. Like, I'm gonna watch it anyway, man.
Right.
Oh, so like 3 times.
Either way, I'm watching it, bro. Either way. And then here we go, man. Here's Ahsoka, man, in the World Between Worlds, and I love it, man. Like as a live action, I was like, I already could tell, like they brought it. She's not in no damn spirit land, man. She's in a World Between Worlds. You know what I'm saying? Because you can see the lines out here too, like in the cartoons.
I can't see it on my screen. Just to let you know.
It's a black screen right now.
It's black. Yeah.
Oh, it's a black screen. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Let me see here.
You skip a slide or something.
Did I?
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe she has her eyes closed and she can't. You know, that's what we're seeing right now.
Okay, let me see. I'm gonna add it one more time. Come back. You guys see it?
Almost.
It's the wheel's spinning.
Yeah.
No. All black.
No. Oh no.
All black.
No. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this.
That's okay. Use your imagination, everyone.
Reload. Yeah, exactly. You know what it looks
screen.
like. You watched it. You saw it. She's on a floating invisible bridge.
Yeah, like a rainbow bridge from Thor.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yep. It's the Bifrost. There you go. Now it's up. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's her, man. That's her in the World Between Worlds. But you can see the lines too, so you know that's a World Between Worlds.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I'm saying, man. I'm thinking like, you know, I always try to like reference back to you know, the Mortis episodes, and like the way he said like, this is like, I had to keep my son and daughter here for the rest of the worlds because they'll break the fabric of reality. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Right.
Like, is this a jail? You know what I'm saying? For them.
Yeah.
Could Mortis be like Anakin? Is Mortis like, I mean, is his son like playing the, you know, trying to like, you know, like deceive everybody so that he can get his way, you know? But because we know the owl was like the sister, but where's the you know, because one thing I didn't tell you guys, like from the Mortis episodes, is like the reason why they're not around no more is because first the daughter died because, you know, the son had killed her accidentally. You know, I'm like, he was sad when she died.
Yeah.
But the reason why the son had died is because the you know, it's the whole samurai thing, man. Like, you know, like it's so embedded in like the Filoni verse is that like the there was like this
a dagger.
This dagger, right? This dagger that could kill them. And then that's how she died. So what happened is I remember now, the daughter jumped in front of Obi-Wan or somebody, and then he accidentally stabbed her with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The son, and he was pissed. You know, like he was sad about it. But the father took his own life because the power that of the son comes through him. So for him to kill he didn't want to kill the son and be the only one left in this prison, so he kind of killed himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and that's like, and I actually think that's going to be a big play in Ahsoka because I think someone's going to self-sacrifice himself. I don't know who it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? Because if they're following, like, you know, if Filoni follows a samurai, you know, the whole samurai lore is like, it's all about honor and sacrifice, right? Like, to be a samurai is like, if you don't got no honor, you sacrifice yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it had followed, you know, the Japanese all the way into World War II with the kamikazes and all that stuff. So someone's going to sacrifice himself, and I don't know who, man. You know?
Right.
You know, so, you know, like...
I like the idea of so above, so below that you're implying. That, like, what's happening here could be a reflection of this bigger battle between those gods, you know? Family theme.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think I feel like it's like that's the
Yeah.
heart of like the Filoniverse, and like this is this battle that's going on, and the father's somewhere trying to keep the balance, man. You know what I'm saying? Like and maybe the father like influenced Anakin, and Anakin's this young kid, a spirit trying to like keep this balance now, like because he's the chosen one, right? They even said that to him, man. The gods of Mortis, like you are the chosen one, like. Does you being a chosen one end at death, or does it continue on when you're a force spirit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Could Anakin like redeem himself? Like for being all the stuff he's done. Like I don't know, man. Like that's what like that's what it kind of follows in like the martial arts. I mean, Craig's a martial artist too. Like it's all about like a journey. You know what I'm saying? It's always about this journey of like you always like redeeming yourself, grabbing honor, sacrificing for your team, and all this stuff. Like, I don't know, man. I think it's a bigger picture going on here, man. But
For sure.
but that's my shroom series. We call it the hood mushroom stuff, man.
Hood's mushroom theories. Yeah.
But I like this one, man. Could this be like the owl looking at her? I was like thinking about like, is this the owl looking at her, man? Like over here, like.
Oh yeah, you talk about the camera view.
Yeah, the camera view.
Yeah. I never thought about that.
But man, it's pretty dope, man.
I like what F said about like the Rainbow Bridge, like the Bifrost. That's exactly what it reminded me of when she landed on it, but I didn't think of that. That's perfect analogy. Like way to get there without being seen,
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
That's probably how she's going to get to wherever the hell they went, anyways, right? How else are going to get there? Because they destroyed that little ball.
Yeah.
So there's that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about as far as like this, like the hyperspace, this world, the world of the Force, whatever, is all connected, right? So somehow through this world that she's in, she's going to be able to do the same kind of thing that the hyperspace whales did, or maybe they might help. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are those things called? Perkins? What are those things called?
Plurgies. Purgles, yeah.
Purgles.
That's a fucking cool concept too. Those are cool ideas.
You know what's I was thinking about too is that I don't remember what season it is. I think it's the last season of Mandalorian when it shows Grogu in the little bubble in his like starfighter and they're going through hyperspace.
Yeah,
he looks over and he sees the whale.
Yeah,
like through I was like, oh crap, maybe that's where that's going too. Maybe they're gonna start exploring that with the Mandalorian and Boba Fett and whoever else.
They did. Now we see him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's what I mean. They've been dropping
out.
He's been dropping little hints all the way through, keeping everything. The story the saga continues, man. That's what's so fucking awesome. You know.
Yeah.
Regardless of whatever's been happening, there might be slowdowns or whatever, but they figured out a way to keep all these stories heading in the right direction, or in a certain direction at least. You know?
Yeah. It's funny. You have to go all the way back, like 10 years ago, man, when the Clone Wars were going on. Even 15. How long was that, man?
It's been a long time.
Yeah. Like 15 years, bro.
She's 15 years. She's been around for 15 years.
Wow.
Exactly.
15 years, bro. Like you have to go back, like, and it's funny, man, because the first season of Clone Wars, I was like, man, this sucks, and then season 2 got good, and season 3 got better, and but a lot of stuff in like season 3 and on is like playing out right now, man. Like I'm like telling everybody, you have to watch season 3 to like get this shit, because Clone Wars. Like Clone Wars, like because the witches are up in there, and we got the Mortis in there. And then you got to watch Rebels, the last season of Rebels, to understand the world between worlds. It's he's connecting it all, man. I hate to say it, man, but I love it. He's gonna retcon the whole damn thing, bro.
When you're saying he's connecting it all, just little side note. I think when this series ends, it's not the end.
No,
something.
It's the movie. The movie's
Yeah.
coming next.
Yeah.
Someone said this is a season 1. I heard on like one of the interviews, like, this is a season 1. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, maybe
season 1. Like,
yeah, I think they're gonna do another season for sure, because I saw some, like, it was like a printed interview, like, well, it was like an online article that somebody asked Rosario Dawson if she was like, oh, would you be willing to do more Ahsoka? And she's like, yeah, I love the character. I'd love to do more of it. So like, I don't think there's a limit necessarily on her like, oh, one and done kind of thing, or one season in a movie. Or I think she wants to do more
Yeah.
of it too.
Yeah,
I
that's
just,
dope.
I just hope Ahsoka doesn't like sacrifice herself, man. I'll be like,
I know.
dude,
I don't want to see that.
she's the vehicle though, man. She's the vehicle that keeps the Filoniverse kind of going. You know, like
Right.
you know, she's been in every step. You know, from like
Yeah.
Clone Wars to Rebels to Mandalorian and now to here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like every step, man. Like if
And
you
then
can't,
they're trying to sneak her in the prequels now, like
And-
right, like when she was supposedly at Padme's funeral. Now you know what I mean. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool too.
Yeah,
Remember?
See,
And
if
she
you
gets
can do it,
followed
yeah.
by what's his name, Senator? What's his name?
what did they do? Did they put her like a CGI?
Jimmy
or something?
Smits. Remember?
Yeah, Jimmy
Follows
Smits.
her. Follows
Oh,
her.
yeah,
What's
On
his
yeah.
name?
Naboo.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
he helps her like escape. He gives her that communicator. Remember?
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
She
yeah.
ever needs, does she ever use it? We never see her use it, so she could have that still. I don't remember if she used it. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about, right?
I don't
The
know. You
episode
know,
where-
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't remember if she uses it or not though. I don't
Anyways,
think so. Yeah,
it's-
maybe.
yeah, it just hit me right now. I started to remember that episode.
Now let's talk about this guy, man.
Yeah,
This dude is like, I think he's the best character out of everybody. Ahsoka, Sabine, you know, Elizabeth, man. Like he's stealing the show, dude. Like Ray Stevenson, man. Ray Stevenson, bro. Like, you gotta tell me that battle was sick. That battle was pretty freaking
Yeah,
dope, dude,
it
between
was
him and
dope.
her.
It
You
was
know?
dope.
and a lot of it was so psychological. Like he fucking played him. Like you know what I mean. He strategized the way he went in there and broke him down as they're fighting their swords, but also broke him down psychologically. I mean,
He broke her down before they even fought, though.
That's what I'm saying. He broke
Yeah.
down. He broke down Ahsoka first, and then he broke down what's her name, Sabine.
Yeah.
He didn't have to even fight Sabine. He was just
Nah, bro.
Come
He
on,
just turned,
I'm a
he
man
turned
of
it
my
off,
word.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, he even knew. He even knew before he even said a
Yeah.
word, bro. Like he
He
turned
felt
off
it.
his lightsaber, and he's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
you weak-minded fool.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like,
I got
yes,
this.
I got you. I got this.
But
man.
here's the thing, though, dude. He's I don't in his. I mean, he's not Sith, right? He's not
No,
Sith.
well,
But that's
no,
what's
he's
cool
not.
about him. That he's in his mind, he probably thinks he's doing good. You know what I mean? Because he's still he's still an evil fuck. I'm not trying to say that, but because remember he kills that other
Yep.
whatever dude roll like nothing. But I feel like he's still trying to do what he thinks is the right thing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And honorable. You know what I mean? And that's what makes him cool too. You know?
What do you think, man? What do you think he wants to like? He says, "This is a necessary evil," you know, to create.
Yeah, it's like a greater
something
good,
new.
right? Yeah,
for a
it's
greater
greater
good. What's a
good,
greater
yeah.
good, man? Well, I mean, okay, I'm gonna start. I want to, let's see what 4 theories are, man. I'm gonna start with Craig, man. What is your theory about the greater good?
I think he thinks that Thrawn is the only person that can actually bring order because he understands both sides of the Force through like careful examination. Because Thrawn is the same way, right? He's Switzerland. He's neutral, right? He's not good and he's not bad.
Yeah.
And I think this guy believes in him being that way because he's disillusioned with a Jedi and he doesn't want to turn evil and turn into a Sith. So I think he thinks Thrawn is, like you were saying, like the heir to the new Empire. The Empire can bring the order. Thrawn can be the figurehead. I'll serve Thrawn.
But he wants power too.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's
He
one
wants
of the
it,
things that that's in the end. That's what he wants. Also, he wants power.
Yeah.
Yeah, and probably right. He feels that way, rightly so. I mean, he's a survivor of Order 66, right? So you got to be he had to be a badass to
Bro,
make
he
it
knew
through.
Anakin, bro. He even
Well,
said,
that's what I'm saying.
like,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. He knows. I
Exactly.
mean, you could tell he's got that sympathy for these other Jedi. There's so few of them left. You know what I
Yeah, he
mean?
doesn't want him to die. He's like, it's a waste, right? It's a waste
yeah.
to have to kill
So
you.
he sees how special it is. So he's like you said, he's not good. He's not evil.
Mhm.
And I think that's what makes it. But they all aren't, right? Still, even Ahsoka is struggling. Sabine is struggling.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's pretty cool. Like
Good
there's no. I think probably what makes it a great episode. There's no good and evil right now. It's just you know what I mean. Everything's up in the air. You know.
Yeah.
It's kind of like now, bro, like where like you can't see the good or evil, or we don't know where we're going,
That's
and
what
everybody
Nietzsche
has their own
said.
agenda,
Nietzsche said that's what Nietzsche said. Once that was the idea behind the will to power. Once God was when he said God is dead, he didn't mean it like a good thing. He just meant like, well, what kind of, if there is no God, then we're gonna have to be Superman because we're gonna have to figure out on our own what good and evil is, right? But we don't fucking
Exactly.
know because we only live this short lifetime. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it relates to that kind of stuff.
For sure.
I don't think he, like you guys been saying, I don't think he's good or evil.
Right.
This is what he has to do for in his head for the
Right.
Jedi to survive. If
maybe,
will go into power, maybe he
Yeah.
can start a whole new Jedi,
Yeah.
but one that's not as sympathetic as the previous Jedi's were.
And he
Yeah.
has to use evil to get to there, like by any
Exactly.
means necessary.
Yeah.
And I think they're all doing it. So they're all. That's why I like the name of the episode 2, Fallen Jedi.
They're all
'Cause
fallen
it's
Jedi.
So they're all fallen
Yeah.
Jedi. Exactly.
Damn.
There was no good or bad.
Even
In
him.
essence,
Yeah.
even him.
Yeah.
So, he's
Yeah, I
also
think
very.
you're
He's very regal in the way he carries himself,
Bro.
and his fighting style is really dope. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's super stoic.
Yeah.
He's just like sits and waits for all the crap to happen. He's like how a snake fights. Just sits back, like use all your energy, and then I'll just get you.
I would like to see maybe a little mini series of how he survived, what happened to him. You know,
That probably will show us.
Order
Yeah.
66.
Bro, you know they're gonna have comic
Yeah.
books. They're gonna have comic books.
Oh,
man.
for
I would
sure.
like to
He'll
see
show
his
up.
history. You know,
Or
Yeah.
those ones that they've been showing, those little short stories
yeah.
on Disney. What's it called?
Like the Visions or Tales of
Yeah,
the
Visions.
Jedi?
No,
Yeah.
not Visions.
Mhm.
The other one.
Tales of the
Tales.
Jedi one. Yeah.
Tales
Yeah,
of the
that'd
Jedi.
be pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
That'd be
like
cool.
But
That'd be
that. We got a little bit
unfortunately,
more of Count Dooku
Yeah.
with that, right?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome if they did that with it. They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to.
if they do it, they're gonna have to do it animated. But unfortunately, he passed away.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
They get a different
exactly.
actor to do it. You know,
Or they're gonna have to cast like a young version of him.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you can replace Ray Stevenson, man. I mean, if there's a season 2,
no way.
like I don't know how this shit's gonna work, man.
No.
Because
Yeah.
he's kind of like the heart and soul of this whole thing, man.
Yeah.
You know, I would say I don't even. I think he's the heart and soul because you could feel it when he comes on. You're like, there's something. He's giving me the feel of like what's going on in this world right now in that universe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, like it's pretty deep.
Yeah, he's
How
dope.
about
I
what do you think? F. What do you think? His what he means by like the greater good, man. You know.
Well, I don't think he's the
Sometimes
heart and soul of this show. Sorry, I think Ahsoka is. You know, I still think Ahsoka is the heart and soul of the show. As far as his greater good is what he feels is the greater good. How the Jedi, like I said previously, how the Jedi are going to survive is greater good to make sure. You know, he has that one apprentice. I think he just wants to do it his way because the original way, the Jedi failed. You know, they were just too whatever. The Jedi with Order 66, they were obliterated. And I think he's trying to rejuvenate the Jedi, but in his eyes, how the Jedi should be to survive.
Right.
Yeah.
Francola, what you think?
About
What's up, man? Wait, let me see. D's in the house, man. And D's from Oakland, man. He's the DJ of the show. What's up, D?
Hey,
What do you think, Frank?
About homie here?
Yeah.
Of
I mean,
course.
the greater good about like what he means by like it's for the greater good.
I mean, Hitler thought he was doing greater good, right?
It's very true.
You know what I mean? So I get it, but do what you got to do to do what you know what I mean. But that's the thing. That's the dark part of it. It's like, who the fuck are you to say that? You know what I mean? How do you know? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So but I love his character, man, and I just love the way he seems to have the most vision so far, right? Of what most determined, right, to see this shit through. So it's cool to see a character like that doing whatever it takes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has the most balance. If you think about it,
there you go.
You know, he's not
You
too
said it.
over the top. You know,
He knows himself, man. He's a very wise person. Yeah.
He used that unbalancing fight because that was a great fight between him and Ahsoka. He was talking shit to her the whole time to unbalance her, basically. He goes, he even said it because it must leave a mark when he was talking about what happened to Anakin.
When you left him. Yeah, he even said, when you left him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it
it was your
pissed her
fault.
off. It pissed him off. You know, it pissed her off, and that's why he was able to fucking defeat her. That's why I said.
Well, I think he defeated her because when she touched the orb, that really hurt her.
Yeah, and again, she was unbalanced. If she was balanced, she would have caught that shit. She would have used the force or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, throw it away or
something. He
something.
played her. He played her. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, very true.
So that was
okay,
cool.
man. You guys want to know my theory, man? I'm gonna fucking go to fuck out there, man.
Yeah.
So
let's hear it.
I think he's fed up, man, with the New Republic. I think he's like, you guys are a bunch of phonies. You know, like we replaced you. We had Palpatine. He had way more order than you guys, and he knew where he wanted to go. And you guys are just fumbling around and shit. You know, like Hera. Remember when Hera was like, "We need you now, or there's gonna be another order." Like, we don't want to go to another war. Like, we're not trying to jump into that stuff. Like, there's no urgency, man. Like, you know, like there's a reason why, you know, they fuck, Kylo Ren and, you know, and whatever his name blew up, you know, like the Republic in you know, in the sequels, you know, like he's fed up with it, man. He's like, this ain't working, you know, like you ain't working, man. And like, you know, like like the New Order, you know, like they're out there somewhere like on a far off distance planet where I don't know, like nothing's working, man. Let's get this war going. You guys kill each other, and then we can start something new. You know, like it's none of it's working, man. And then I can start a new order, a new Jedi order. I know it's evil. You know, I know it's not the Jedi way, but it's maybe it's the only way to where we can actually start all over.
It's a necessary evil.
It's a necessary evil, so we can actually have some type of like peace and people that really care and are not, you know, power hungry. You know, because remember Mon Mothma? She looked all like just like. You know, they were one side was these people talking, and another side was these other senators talking, and she was just like, "I'm so tired of this shit." You know, you see her face. She's like, "I'm tired of this. Like, I, you know, like we took over for this for you guys." And then, you know, when Hera like kind of stuck it to that guy, like, you know, like it's cool to sit back and wait to see who wins. You know, like you know, like you got all these people, you know, like, you know, that don't have, you know, like the good. For the it's just they just want power. He's like, we just traded another evil for another evil, bro. This just fucking start a whole new, you know, like you know. I think he's fed up, and I think, you know, I'll get into it more, man, about when we talk about the next theory, because I think he's just pissed because something happened to him and his family. But hey, check this out, man. Remember I told you guys I found something on the internet? You guys are gonna love this shit. Okay, I'm gonna play it, man. All right, guys, sit back and watch because you didn't see this anywhere else but on the Hood Rat podcast.
Good, sir. How are you? Doing well. First of all, now we know that your character's name is Balin. We know that Shin is his apprentice. What else can you tell us about Balin and his relationship with Thrawn?
Relationship with Thrawn, we can get to, but with Shin's his apprentice. And these characters arrive, and you think, all right, I got the measure of these two. And then you don't. And then you think, all right, okay, that's that. Shifts again. What is going on here? Who are these people? What is their goal? And they are sometimes like catalysts. They're thrown into this thing, and as a catalyst, the reaction that comes out is like an effervescent sort of like spectacle. Or then there's another meandering. You think, well, what's going on? What is their mission? Who are they working for them? Not really. Are they working? So what's driving? What is that? And this is like, that's the exciting thing about playing this character. He's not one or the other, nor the other, nor that. And when you see Balin actually gets to meet Thrawn, is it the first time? Is it last time? What's going on again? Hang on, what's the dynamic here? And that's another thing that the fans will discover.
It's incredible. Now, watching the trailer, we noticed that you're wielding an orange lightsaber, which Dave confirmed for us. And the question that I have for you is, what does the orange lightsaber signify? Because Dave said this exactly. He told us something along the lines of nothing is unintentional, but nothing is what it seems. So what can you say about the orange lightsaber?
I defer to Dave Filoni. Nothing's what it seems. As I say, you think he's a bad guy? You think he's a good guy? Nothing is what it seems.
Maybe Grey Jedi?
It was very moving, mate.
Maybe something unique, some catalyst that upsets the apple cart, that sparks off and fires, and yet is meandering a journey that is colliding and causing reactions. What's driving it? So these layers for an actor to be given, is that, do we really need to know yet? It's more about the journey, isn't it? Yeah.
Look, I didn't know I could be more excited about Ashoka until talking to you. So thank you so much. I can't wait.
I tell you, this is sprinkled with pixie dust. Everybody's just like, there's something so special. I'm so overwhelmed with gratitude about being involved in it. I'm still pinching myself. And big love out to the fans and stuff like this.
We love it. We can't wait to see you, Ray. Thank you so much.
So much, man.
Take care, bro.
Appreciate it.
Okay, he's gonna kill Thrawn. I'm telling you right here, man. He's going after Thrawn. So,
Dude, he gave up so much in that interview, bro. I was like,
Yeah.
someone's gonna get fired. I was like,
Yeah.
dude. But rip to Ray Stevenson, man, like, dude.
Yeah,
What a-
that's such a
what a
bummer.
dude.
It's such
What
a
a
bummer
dude.
that he's gone, right? Because he's like so expressive and so like charismatic and wants to like. You can tell he's happy to like be a part of it, and that
Yeah.
the fans are excited about it. So
Likes
it's
being
such
the
a bummer.
character.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, he was the voice on Clone Wars too for one of the Mandalorians. That old
Yeah.
dude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
What was his name? The one that had the dark sword for a while.
The saber.
Dark saber. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No. I know what you meant.
Yeah, well, he was the voice for that
yeah.
too.
he's not your typical bad guy. Like I said, you don't know what he is yet.
Yeah.
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 We're gonna find out. You know?
Man, I mean, let's go on to this, man. So, you know, I mean, a lot of what he said is kind of going to lead on to like this, like, who are they and how are they related? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw this shit out there so we can discuss. But I think that's his daughter, and I think that Marok was his dead son. I think something happened where Thrawn or the Empire, or the New Republic, where his son died. I think there was a deal made between, the witch, what's her
Right.
name, Elsbeth, and them. Like, if you bring my son back, we'll do your dealing. But this is what we want to do. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why she was so pissed when they killed Merrick. You know, like she wanted to kill, Sabine.
Right, right.
Or I think she was choking the shit out of her. I was like, that's not a bounty hunter there. That's not a contractor. That's actually someone that she actually cared for. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So I think what's behind us, like, we had all these stupid, like, not dumb, but they were fun. We had these fun, like, theories of who Marok was. But I think Marok was actually her brother. You know what I'm saying? Because he's old enough to be her daughter. He's old enough to be her father. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I think that's where he said this catalyst, right? Like, there's this catalyst. He's this catalyst of something. Like, I think he's out to, like, end, like I said, like, like the whole bureaucracy of the New Republic, and end like the whole struggle of the Empire, and like start new. He's like, fuck you both. Like, you guys, your politics killed someone in my family. Maybe his wife and his son. I don't know, man. Maybe Merrick was like his wife. I don't know. But I feel like Merrick was like somehow connected to him, like in a deeper way. You know what I'm saying? That's just me, though.
So, are you implying that I get this that these guys, represent those gods of Mortis in a way, where he's the father and they've got the brother and sister on both sides?
Yeah.
Is that what you're kind of saying?
Some way.
Okay, because there is at least the age and the look and the relation, right? So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, like I said, in a way, like, I think he's kind of like he's pissed at somebody. You know what I'm saying? He's pissed at somebody, and he's pissed he's pissed at them all. He's like, this whole thing has never worked out. Like, if you guys take back over, then it's just another, like, like dictator in there, man. You guys want to say you guys are like bureaucracy and Democrats, but it's not like that. Like, you guys don't know what the hell you guys are doing. Like, you can see that happening in, like, in the bureaucracy, and like in what's it called, the other series that was before this in Star Wars with the Latin dude.
In Rogue One.
Oh no, with
the guy from
what's
Rogue
it
One.
called? Yeah, Andor.
Andor,
Yeah,
the bureaucracy
Very
of that,
much
like,
so. Very
we just
much so.
replaced that with that. It's like the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
um,
I think you're onto something with that, because like even what he said, right? The interviewer was talking to him, and he's like, Dave Filoni says nothing is on accident, everything is on purpose, right? It's down to like minute details. Like, look at his clothing. His clothing matches her clothing. Like, her clothing, or the Marok's mask had the same things that went down at an angle, like on their outfits. Like, it's everything like that is like, I think you're probably pretty close to being right on with that. He was the son. I don't know about the gods portion of it, but like, I think they were all related.
yeah, I don't know if they're the gods. I think the gods. I think the Lords of Mortis are playing are playing this. You know,
Yeah.
like
through them,
somehow they're
obviously.
playing. They're
Yeah,
playing
yeah,
it,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
playing it somehow.
That's what I'm
Like
saying.
Through them.
Yeah.
Somehow through these characters.
Yep.
That's why I didn't think about it like that too.
yeah,
so.
they're like they're like they're the puppeteers, man. You know, like
Yeah.
they
They're the
um,
gods.
you know, like maybe they killed maybe he's mad at the gods, bro. You know, like
Yeah.
you know, maybe like he's mad at them. You know, like I don't know, but there's something going on to where
Yeah.
he has lost something, man, and like you can tell like he still has this kind of like he's this genuine wisdom person of wisdom, but he's like he wants to destroy shit anyway. You know,
Yeah.
like he feels some remorse about like where he's going. You know,
Right.
so
But he has to go there. Yeah.
but he has to go there.
What,
He's like,
what
it's the
about
only
what?
way.
How do you guys feel, or what do you guys think that it means that it's getting sort of Game of Thrones-ish a little bit? You know what I mean? As far as not the story so much, but the aesthetic a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I felt it, man. I felt it at the end credits. I'm like, this is Game of Thrones.
But
You know?
also with their outfits, you know, they're getting very Knights of the Round Table-ish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know,
Did you
but
guys
those,
notice that, get that feeling too?
but if you notice, man, I think he fought in the Clone Wars because that same armor is the same shit that they wore in the Clone Wars. Remember, like
Right.
Obi-Wan would wear it. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Like
for
the
some reason,
pauldron,
like
yeah.
like
But even the dude that died, the guy, what's his name, Mortis?
Mortis,
He
yeah.
had it looked like he had medieval armor.
yeah, it did.
You
Yeah,
know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Everything's getting a little. That's what I mean by Game of Thrones. I mean more like medieval vibe.
Medieval looking,
yeah,
yeah,
medieval vibe.
Even with the
darker
wolves,
kind of.
even with the wolves,
The
you know,
wolves.
those are all
Oh, yeah.
forest animals. You know, so maybe it's a new angle that we're allowing into the Star Wars universe. You know,
I think they kind of started that when they were doing the last trilogy though, because like if you look at the design of not necessarily Kylo Ren a
Yeah.
little bit,
He
but
did
like
look good.
all the Knights of Ren, they look
Yeah.
super like almost barbaric.
right?
Like their outfits and their
medieval.
helmets were
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, like absolutely. So I think that's kind of where they're shifting to, which is
Yeah,
fine
I
with
mean,
me. It's cool.
Yeah,
looking.
because it's always had that Shakespearean thing to it,
Yeah.
anyways. I
Yeah.
mean, the Knights of the Round Table and all that shit.
Arthurian legend kind of
Yeah,
crap.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just tapping in it. That's
Yeah.
again, it's just all I think that which is Filoni's been doing a lot of world building, right? Just
Mhm.
I think they're just setting up an entire different world, Star Wars
Well,
world.
how about discussing this though? When he said like, so when Balin meets Thrawn, did they know each other?
Mhm.
Do they not know each other? Did they have a past? Like, what is this dynamic? What do you guys think about that, man? Because that was a big. I'm like wondering, like, so you guys knew each other? Like, Balin knew Thrawn somehow? Like,
Maybe-
he's not a Inquisitor, you know?
Maybe he wants to take his side, like Vader took, Grand Moff or the Emperor, right? Maybe he wants him
Yeah.
to be his new master. Maybe he's
Yeah.
looking for a master, someone to serve.
Who
So,
Balin?
yeah, I mean, no, this guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right with that because like he wants to do everything for that greater good, and I think he thinks that Thrawn is the
best
focal point
vehicle.
of exactly for that greater good. So
Right,
yeah, I think
yeah.
you're right.
Maybe he doesn't even like the Jedi's because one thing I didn't like about the Jedi's in Clone Wars is like they were just like tools for this this dictatorship that was happening for
Oh,
the
yeah,
government.
right.
Like like they were just kind of going in there like just fucking. Oh, you guys want to have your own your own planet and your own rules? No, we got to go in there and you guys got to like abide. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's one thing. I mean, I think Filoni did that shit on purpose too. He's like, like it's okay to be good, but not be tunnel vision. You know what I'm saying?
and not
Yeah.
and not like us. They were kind of arrogant and smug, you know.
Mhm.
Totally,
Also,
man.
You know,
That's Obi-Wan for you, bro. And
But
Anakin,
I
smug
love
as
that
hell.
about Obi-Wan. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
still, I
Yeah.
get it. You know what I mean? You can still
But they
get
just
that
didn't think
arrogance.
out. Like none of them were like, they could, they couldn't think outside the box.
Right.
They were always just kind of like, you got to do this, General. You got to do this, Commander.
And
They would
that's
just be
what
like,
made and that's what made Qui-Gon a maverick, and
Yeah.
there's a line of mavericks that were
Mhm.
all taught. Count Dooku,
Ahsoka.
right? Was-
Ahsoka's a Maverick
Right.
too. Yeah.
who was Qui-Gon's master? What do you call it?
Was it
Oh,
It was
what's his name?
Doku.
Doku?
Yeah,
Doku.
Dooku.
Doku. Yeah.
And
Doku.
so
yeah.
those guys
He was his
all
first
have
master,
all those guys were mavericks, right?
Mhm.
And then from Qui-Gon it went to Obi-Wan, and then from Obi-Wan it went to Anakin. And from Anakin to Ahsoka. Is what we're seeing
Ahsoka.
today.
Yep.
So you see this line of just trying to what you're saying about being in a box, of being outside of the box. Remember, he didn't want to do what he didn't want to listen to what the to what the council said, he would listen to the living force, you know.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
And that made him a
Exactly.
maverick, you know,
Yeah.
or an
That's why
outsider.
that's why he was never on the council. That's why Qui-Gon was like,
Yeah.
they'll never let you on it because you don't listen.
They're always at odds, you know,
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
Not so much
Right.
Obi-Wan, but he still came from that line of mavericks, you know.
Yeah. He got there eventually when he got old.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what's gonna be
Exactly.
crazy is if he kills Thrawn somehow, like he's like, "You killed my family. This is my daughter. What's up, fool?" And they slash him.
Yeah, maybe
And then
that's
and then he becomes the heir to the Empire. But he died. But there's no more Ray Stevenson. You can't. I don't think you can ever replace a Ray Stevenson, bro. Like you
No,
can't.
no. There's
I mean, who
something
do you?
different.
What actor do you think could replace Ray Stevenson? There's none.
Nah,
Like
you
this
can't, you
guy.
can't.
I remember him in Rome, bro. Like I watched Rome like a long time ago on HBO.
I didn't see him before.
Bro, Rome is so sick, bro. He's like a
I
soldier,
watched the
man.
first season. I watched the first season. I didn't get
It's
it.
sick. It's like this 3 seasons or 2 seasons or
yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. Yeah, just 2 seasons, man. It ends really
Never
good.
watched that. Yeah,
You know?
Look, it's worth watching.
Yeah, it's sick,
Oh,
man.
if he's in it, I'll watch it because I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it. I like him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But you know, man, it's like you can't replace a Ray Stevenson, bro. Like there's
Yeah.
there's a spirit about this guy, man. That like a warrior, you know, wise spirit about this man. You know.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, like when he said like, did they have a relationship before? Do they know each other? Like what happened in their past? Like I think he's gonna slash him, bro. I think Thrawn's
I don't
one and
know,
done,
maybe.
man. I don't know, you know. But then Disney's giving up a lot of money because we've been waiting for Thrawn for like how many years? You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like,
that's a hard call because I mean that would be crazy if that did happen. That's why he's getting there, and then maybe that's that season ender is that like he actually does die in this first season, you know, as his character. So like maybe that kind of wraps that up a little bit. But I think they put too much time and energy and effort and listen to the fans too much to like have Thrawn show up and then just be like,
yeah, we can't have. I mean, we can't have Thrawn die, man.
By the
I'll
way-
just be like, what?
Yeah. By the way, in the comic books, Anakin and Thrawn met in the
Yeah.
one of
Yeah.
the stories. There's a story where they're out there, so there is a possibility that they could have met in the previous. If he knew Anakin, right? So there's a possibility that timeline wise, that there could be some story that we don't know about yet.
I just can't wait to see this guy's story, though. Right? Once we know like why he's doing all this, because that's when they'll. I bet Disney already has a shit already made for him in his story. Because you got to, man. You know, like you gotta have comic books. You gotta have like like Jedi
Yeah.
Tales. You know, Tales of the
Yeah.
Jedi.
If they made
you know,
one
like-
for Captain Plasma, they definitely got to make one for this guy, right?
Bro, I just hope, man. I just hope there's more to Marok and she's not more to Marok and he's not a Captain Phasma. You know, like
yeah.
you know, Captain Phasma was so dope, but it was like nothing. It was like
Yeah.
you guys just you made me buy like 3 of the action figures and all the
I
comic
know,
books, like
right?
shit.
Hyped
You know, like
it.
Then when I
Hyped
found
it,
out
bro.
it was a chick, it made it even worse.
I know, bro. It's like,
I'm just playing.
I was like,
She's
I was
dope,
all,
she's dope.
I was all for her, like
She's dope.
being
Yeah.
badass,
she's really nice.
Yeah.
and then she just did nothing. And I
Nothing.
was like,
Yeah.
Nothing.
Okay, come on, do something, please.
They did a lot of that in those 3 movies, right?
Yes.
But that's the thing about Star Wars, right? Like you have a Boba Fett, then you have a Captain Phasma, and then you have a Marok. They're just kind of, you know, like these
They just look cool.
singular characters that don't do shit. You know, like you know. I mean, but thankfully Boba Fett did something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, he friggin' sided with the Tusken Raiders, dude. That was like
You
the
know?
highlight of that show. I was so excited when that happened.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, man. And Death of Marok, man. So
Man.
we saw the green shit come out. So he was a spirit. It was a spirit, right?
So I've heard that he might be a resurrected. He was resurrected by like a zombie almost. So he was dictated by one of those witches of Dathomir. So they think that he could have been a zombie too. Then he just gassed out. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or
Just
he could
couldn't
have,
hang. Yeah.
just ran out of juice or whatever.
Mhm. Yeah.
He
He
needed
could
that
have
suit
been
to
an
hold
old
him together.
Inquisitor. He could have been an old Inquisitor. you
Well, he
know,
has
and-
the blade. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. He
And the
probably started
armor.
off that
Yeah,
way.
exactly. Yep. Yeah.
Probably started off that way, and then became either. Yeah. That might be the way.
I think that armor, he was just some type of spirit. You know, that armor kept him in.
Kept him in there.
Yeah,
But
kept
do you
him
think
in
there's
there.
flesh in
Yeah.
there, decaying flesh, like an old
Yeah.
body?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's what I think they're trying to imply, that there's like an
You
old
had me
body.
going. Ian, you kept on thinking. I kept on thinking too that he was Ezra, and then
People kept saying that, but I go, if that's Ezra, this is gonna.
and then
suck.
when he died, I'm going,
Yeah,
that's
dude.
not Ezra.
No.
Yeah. I was
But
kind
you
of
know-
glad. I'm almost kind of glad that he died, to be honest. Like because
Yeah.
everyone was so hyped, like, oh, he's going to be badass, and I'm like, That's what Filoni does, right? He's hype you up and then
Good.
just go, nope, sorry. Like that's like,
Yeah, they
so
try to say
I
he might have been Maul, Darth Maul too, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Oh, that's what Ian was on. He's
That
like,
was
oh,
my
it's
thing.
Darth Maul. He's like, Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. Who knows, right? Like,
I mean, my thing is now. I mean, it's fluid, man. My shit's, my mushroom theories are fluid. I think he's related to them somehow, man. Like,
yeah,
Well,
Well,
that one
whatever
Star
he is,
Wars.
he's gone. So it doesn't matter.
yeah.
What about
Yeah.
when Ahsoka fought that that Inquisitor on that farm that she was hiding out at? What's that episode called?
Oh,
Remember, she
yeah.
killed that dude real quick, and he had a
Mhm.
sword like that, and he gassed out too. Remember, but it looked like he
Oh.
deflated.
oh,
You know what I'm
yeah,
talking about?
yeah,
You guys did.
yeah.
So he gassed out too, just like this dude.
So she's been fighting witches of Dathomir's
Yeah.
zombies
But
for
I
a
don't know
long
what
ass
that other
time.
thing was. The other thing was more some kind of gassy figure.
Yeah.
If it's
it
a
was
gas-
like, it was like he like almost like kind of melted. I
Deflated.
remember, right? Yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
But
yeah.
so I thought it was the same kind of thing, but then I was like, well, maybe it's one of a zombie, like almost like this guy died already,
Yeah.
and then she brought him back to life. What these witches did,
Mhm.
but he had to kind of be a Frankenstein zombie thing,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Hey, man, let's give a moment of silence for Mara.
Yeah. Right.
Oh man, it was fun specking on you, bro.
Yeah.
It was fun.
You
It
had
was
a
fun,
good
but-
short run.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but even Anakin's sad about it, bro. Like he can't meet you, man. So all right, man. So next up, man, is Anakin. What do you guys think about Anakin, man, coming back to the show?
I
mean,
am gonna
is
hold
this
my
Anakin?
judgment until next episode. So
But that's not what we do here, man. You gotta F. We gotta come up with some
I
mushroom
don't know,
theories
man.
here.
I mean, it was cool seeing him, but I want to see how they portray him. I think next episode we'll know. If it was a good thing or a bad thing. This is just like a quick cameo, then that was it. So it's not much for me. It's not much to give me any speculation what's going to happen. They're going to talk. Obviously, are they going to fight? I mean, I think I have to hold judgment until next episode.
All this digital face swapping shit, man, needs to get better. That's all I
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, nuts.
It jumps out.
Why couldn't they just leave him the way he is? Just put some
Right,
makeup
because
and
yeah, I mean, he jumps out like, whoa, this motherfucker's, what's wrong with him?
what's wrong with his
Yeah.
face, bro? Like his
So that
I
makes
don't
me
know.
think. That makes me think he's like not really Anakin. That's the only thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. His face looked weird when I saw
Yeah.
it.
But I don't know if it's because of that or you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Man, who would ever thought though, Frank? Like from back in the day, because me and Frank were haters on the prequels, man.
Yeah.
Like that we would love this shit in 15, 20 years later. Like I'm into it.
The Clone Wars saved it to me. They made him good because I don't see Anakin. I see Anakin as a Clone Wars version. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I watch the movies now, that's who I think of it's a developed character already. I don't see the same thing.
Let's go. Let's do a round robin. I'm starting with Craig. Did you like the prequels, man? When you first saw them when you were a kid?
The prequels? What are you talking to? Me?
Craig.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I saw them in the theater, and I liked them, but I didn't really like the first one. I really liked 2, and I liked 3. I liked Grievous. Grievous was what made it for me. So that's why I was amped on. I was amped to see Anakin grow a little bit too, but his just like everyone will probably say, his dialogue, I was just like, whoa, man, this is rough.
Yeah.
So that was kind of it. But I didn't think I'm of the mindset it's like more Star Wars is better. So I was okay with them.
Yeah, me too. I'm like that way.
I'll be honest. I was disappointed by all 3. I was like, first one sucked, second one sucked, third one, please, you suck too. When I was young,
Yeah, exactly.
all three.
Yeah.
But now now I appreciate them. I appreciate. I mean, I'm like Frank. Clone Wars saved it. Like they gave everybody a character and a story and filled them, as a real person. And now I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Take part 2 away and I'm good. I could live with 1 because of all the world building that Lucas did. Because he gave us a playground at least. You know what I mean? He enriched Star Wars, right? But part 2 is just the worst. That whole, just terrible. And then part
the
three,
whole fucking.
and part three to me was good, but they weren't the original trilogy to me ever. But I do love them and appreciate them way more than I do. You know,
as old guy do. How about you? How about you, F? Because F's the oldest here.
I think it's hard kind of not to like them, because I remember when the first Star Wars movies came out, you know, 4, 5, and 6, when it ended, I thought, okay, that's it, you know, nothing else is going to come out. Building up to the anticipation, you know, hey, we're coming back with episodes 1, 2, and 3. I was like, oh my God, you know, this is going to be so good. So leading up to the movie and seeing it, it's hard for me to say it wasn't any good, because I was so happy to see them. So that, you know,
I had that too.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather have that than nothing.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah. You know,
no, man, I was excited, man. I bought up all the toys at Toys R Us, bro. Remember Remember that, Frank? I used to go buy all those toys, bro.
I got hell of them still.
Me too.
None of my battery operated stuff works so anymore.
They were shit, but I love them.
Ian, you're big time into Jar Jar Binks, right? You bought a lot of Jar Jar Binks.
Bro, the thing about it, bro, is crazy, man. Because like I used to collect Star Wars Funkos, and I saw Jar Jar Binks everywhere, bro. I was like, man, fuck that thing. You know, like I'm not buying it, bro. It's worth one of the most expensive Funko Pops you could buy is the blue box Jar Jar Binks, because no one wanted that shit. Nobody wanted it.
It's a rarity,
bro. It was at Target all the time. I was like, they got. How many fucking Jar Jar Binks do you gotta have? No one's buying this shit. Then one day this disappeared, and I was like, I went online. It's like $200, bro. Back then, and I don't know what it's worth nowadays, you know. But that's like one of the holy Star Wars grails is Jar Jar Binks, bro. Funko Pop, you know.
I went to Star Wars Celebration one time, and they had Jar Jar Binks right there, but he was dressed like a dark lord, you know.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty cool.
yeah. That was a theory going around for a long time too. Yeah,
he's actually the mastermind behind the whole thing.
Behind everything, right behind the Empire. Yeah, yeah. I read that. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
All right, man. So we'll see what happens here, man. It's hard to tell, you know. Like I don't have any theories on this one, man. I'm just like the only theory I have is that he's the chosen one still. You know, it kind of wraps around the Lords of Mortis. Like they named him the chosen one, so. Even though he's still, a Force spirit, he's still the chosen one, you know. And part of his journey is redemption, you know.
Right.
You know, like, and he's some way or some another, he's gonna redeem himself, you know, in Ahsoka, you know.
Well, that's what I hope, because it's also, you know, he calls them her snips right from the beginning, right? And she's, like I said, she's still learning, right? She's still being tempted by the dark side, and hopefully he gives her and she was being rash, right? She ran and grabbed that ball and shit like that. That's how she was when she was young, right? So hopefully this is that lesson that she fucking needs to go back and show Sabine how to do it right, and everybody else, you know what I mean? And or it's some evil fucker trying to fuck with her, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, it's going to be great, I'm sure.
I think a little bit what Frank's saying, maybe this version of him is a spirit.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be the Anakin that she needs.
Yes, but it could be. But it could be what you said though to F. Like he's from the Clone War era, because he
the Anakin she needs,
or she needs. You know, a spirit. That
he's still young.
Yeah. But Frank's saying the Anakin that she needs is there, whether it be a spirit or from the Clone Wars. I think he's going to help her.
And has to take that back, because it's the same shit. Because there's episodes where she's doing this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Because she does fail a few times.
Yeah.
She gets humbled a few times when she's younger. And
we're going to know in about 4 days. So.
Yeah. So But what's awesome, real quick, is fucking the fact that we get to see these two fucking characters together live action. Is awesome.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Cool.
Who'd ever thought, bro? Who'd ever thought?
Exactly.
Back in, for us old guys that were like watching the prequels. Who'd ever thought?
Just thinking of it right now, man. I'm getting goosebumps, you know.
15 years ago.
Yeah. It's longer than that though, bro. Like, because it came out when we were in college, bro. It was like 20 years.
The movie didn't. It was after.
Yeah.
What Snips?
It was after.
Snips. I'm talking about Snips. Being
Snips. Okay, Snips. Yeah.
It was the first Clone Wars movie, right? That came out.
Bro, I need to go rewatch it. I need to rewatch it.
So it's a separate. It's not on the series. It's
It's just a movie. Yeah, I've been watching like 15 years.
Look how terrible the special effects are compared to what you get to now. You watch the Evolved, and that's what I'm talking about. Look how much, not just Ahsoka grew, but the animators and Filoni and everybody else. It's pretty cool when you think about it like that. You know,
I think
that the
what-
artists are growing with the characters.
story,
You know?
I think
Pretty
what's
cool.
cool also, besides the movie, I'm drawing a blank on this actor's name. I apologize, but how much the Star Wars fandom has accepted him now. Because when I went to Star Wars Celebration in Anaheim, they were just like cheering him on. And
Well,
I think
bro.
when it was in
Filoni?
London, they just accepted
No,
him.
Hayden Christensen did.
Hayden Christensen.
Like he's been
Well,
rejuvenated.
we were all there when it happened, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you were.
Yep.
Were you there?
Yeah.
All
Yep.
three of
You
us.
guys were
Yeah, we
there.
were sitting with
Yep.
each other, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were sitting with each other. I
Yeah.
think so. We were
Yeah.
like, we were fucking going nuts, bro. We're like, holy
Yeah.
shit.
It's exciting.
And then when what's his name, Obi-Wan came out, Ewan McGregor was like, hello
Oh, dude.
there.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my god.
Yeah,
I was
everyone
like,
lost it. Yep.
Yeah, that was cool.
oh my god.
Yeah, it was really
hello
cool.
there. You know, so
Hello there.
we
Yeah.
will see, man. We will see. You know,
Yeah.
like we will see what happens with this one, man.
Yeah, I
So
hope there's more.
I mean, I just, I just keep thinking, it's very deep, like Japanese, like ancestry culture stuff going on in here, man. And
Yep.
someone has to redeem themselves, man.
Mm-hmm.
And why not Anakin, bro? Why not Darth Vader, bro? Because he did some fucking bad shit. You know what I'm saying? Killing kids. Killing. In the comic books, Darth Vader down, bro. All the shit he
Dude.
pulled. Jesus Christ, man.
That's I still think that's the coolest Darth Vader story ever written. If you haven't read Vader Down, read Vader Down.
Bro, Vader
Down,
Down
what is it?
sick.
A book or a comic?
It's a
Comic, bro.
comic.
All right,
It's
I
an
get it,
arc
get
in
it,
the
get it.
comics. It's dope. It's like 5 or 6 issues, so it's like a trade paperback. It's such a rad story.
Bro, second issue, bro.
Yeah,
Like the whole the whole
I
fucking
know what
Rebel
you're talking
Squadron,
Yep.
whole Rebel Squadron's coming like, it's Vader. We can all
Yeah.
get him. Let's go get him, guys. Like there's
Yeah.
there's like 100 of us, just one of him. He was like,
Yeah.
bring it. He was like, bring
Yeah.
it. I was
Yeah.
like, damn.
He says like the coolest line ever. He goes, all I can sense is fear, and they're like, we're not scared of you, and he's like, all I can sense is fear and dead men. And I just and it's
Throwing fucking boulders.
and it's on. Yeah, dude, it's so sick.
Like,
It's so
This
cool.
is sickest shit ever, bro.
Yeah.
You can get it in a paper trade back, bro. Like
Yeah,
Yeah,
on
that's
eBay
what I'm
for,
gonna
like,
look for it in. I'm gonna
It's
get
dope.
it.
It's
dude.
so
It's
sick,
dope,
bro. It's the sickest fucking Vader series. And it's only like 6 issues, right? Like
Yeah,
it's
5 or
the
6
sickest
issues.
shit ever.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
dope.
you don't
It's
have to
really
read
good.
30 issues to get Vader in now.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do that no more. You know?
Yep.
Nah, bro.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
the
it's
art's
worth it.
pretty dope too. It's just
It's
ruthless,
good.
bro. It's like
Yep.
straight ruthless. you
It's
know?
the Vader you want. It's the Vader you want to see.
The Vader you want. I like that.
Yep.
The Vader you want. Recommended reading, man, from Space
For
Ferret
sure.
I already
Collectible,
wrote
bro.
down a whole bunch
Vader
of stuff.
down.
Nice.
Vader
nice.
down.
Vader down.
Yeah, if you were here, bro, I gave you my paper trade back. I still have it.
No, I get it, but I know they're not even that much. You just got to go find them.
They should make
Part
they
of the
should
fun.
make a they should make a like a cart or series off of that. Just Vader down, like just
Hell yeah, that'd be
retro.
awesome. Hell
Dude,
yeah.
just show how ruthless he was, bro.
Yeah.
Like you know, like
Yeah.
and how like he just talks shit. You know, like bro,
Yeah,
he was
dude.
talking shit, killing people, bro. It was the sickest thing ever,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, it's dope.
You know.
It's dope.
And then about her, man. So let's just I'm very disappointed by this whole Sabine character. You know, I'm in love with
Yeah.
Sabine. You know,
I know.
like
I know you are.
She's Filipina, huh? She's
That's your
Filipina.
girl. That's your girl.
no, she's like
No,
No,
the other girl is the witch. She's
The witch is? She's Filipino?
Yeah.
The witch
Elizabeth?
is. Yeah, you know who she is actually.
She's
I found
Bruce Lee's
out.
goddaughter.
Yeah, she's
Who?
Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee. Yeah, you're
What?
dead on. Bruce Lee's first
Yeah.
student, Dan Inosanto. That's his
Uh-huh.
daughter.
That's
So
no
the guy-
way.
Yeah, so the guy who runs Jeet Kune Do, like USA, like
Yep.
that's his daughter. Yep.
That's
Hey,
why she
dude.
was good at the whole spear
Yeah.
thing with
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 That's
what she
that.
My
did.
next door
Yep.
neighbor. My next door neighbor teaches. What do you call it? What's that shit called? You were just
Jeet Kune
saying.
Do.
Jeet Kune Do. No, not Jeet Kune Do. That shit. The shit that Ip Man.
Wing Chun.
Wing Chun, dude. He has got his own school that he inherited from his father, who learned from Bruce Lee.
Oh, that's cool.
So he comes over here and gives me little lessons sometimes. You know,
Nice, man.
doing that kind of shit.
That's
But
pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah, that's funny how people connect that way, man. My next
Yep.
door neighbor, cool ass dude too.
Yeah,
Street
that's
food
cool.
said a
That's pretty
scream
cool.
up, bro. You guys
Yeah.
don't know about a scream. That's a Filipino art of
That's stick
martial
fighting.
arts with the sticks,
Yeah.
bro.
Stick fighting.
You know,
Yeah.
scream up, bro.
Yeah.
Street food knows what's up, bro. Street food. Hey, tell us where you're from, man. We're just trying to figure out. We have a thing going about our live viewers. Like, where you from, bro? Let us know. You know. But yeah, man, I didn't know that, bro. I didn't know that Elizabeth was a goddaughter of Bruce
Yeah.
Lee. That's pretty
Yeah.
sick.
Crazy, right? Yeah.
She's Pinay. She's Filipino. She's
Yeah,
Pinay.
that's what.
Huh.
Yeah.
She
I didn't
is,
know
yeah.
that.
I think Sabine is like Chinese American.
Yeah,
She's
doesn't look-
Chinese Australian or some shit like that.
Oh,
Chinese-
okay. Oh, yeah.
Chinese-
Okay.
Australian. Street food's from Hawaii, bro.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh,
nice.
yeah, very nice,
Nice.
man. Very nice, bro, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
808.
I feel so bad about Maui, bro. You know, like that sucked.
Yeah, man. I was reading more stuff about all the land grabs. I was reading about that today.
Bro, you know what they're just doing, bro? They're just
pretty-
calling people, bro. They're calling people out of nowhere and shit.
Yeah, like we'll give
we'll
you
give
money.
you $100,000 for
Oh.
your like $5 million property and shit. You know, like,
Yeah. It's
You know?
crazy, dude.
it's
Sad.
crazy, bro.
Sad.
Vultures, man. But anyway, man, what do you guys think about Sabine, man, and her? I mean, I could understand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could understand if it was your brother. You know, like you probably do the same thing. You know,
Nah,
like,
I don't agree with you, man. I just
No?
everything that she's doing is it's hurting everybody else. You know,
Mhm.
the needs of the few outweigh the needs of the many. In Star Trek, right? To bring a Star Trek thing in there, you know, but she's just being selfish. She's just thinking of herself and one other person. And how
Yeah.
much that's gonna hurt everybody else.
Mhm.
So I just don't agree with this. I go, this character, she's showing herself to be weak. I mean, first she takes that orb away from Ahsoka,
Yeah.
and then they get the orb from her so easily. And then Ahsoka's telling her, you have to be strong. You know, if when it comes to push and shove, you got to do what's right. And she doesn't do it. So
And she straight up asked her, "Can I count on you?" And she's like, "Of course."
Yeah.
Right. And you're just like,
Yeah.
"Way to go."
yeah. This is not the way of counting on you. I don't like the way they're portraying her. She seems more weak than she was in the animated series.
Oh
but
yeah.
she's always been kind of wishy-washy, even in like Rebels.
But
you
not
know,
like this, man.
you know,
She's just
you
giving
know?
up. She's just being selfish. She's just trying to save Ezra and fuck everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just
know,
sucks, man. It sucks for me to see like her go down this path. I'm like, dude.
You,
come
you
on,
know what's
man.
interesting too? Remember Huang asks them to stay together,
Yeah.
the droid, and as soon as they split up is when everything started to go bad for them too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. So which is
Well, and she like the thing about it that like pissed me off so much more than any other part of her arc in this episode was when she's like, "Go ahead, I got this." It's like clearly you didn't have this. You didn't have it before. You don't have it right now, and you're definitely not going to have it afterwards. So
she doesn't have any training to compete against that other, Jedi. What is she? She just.
But
started out-
however, the thing I started thinking about the same thing.
Well, I think he's
Frank.
frozen.
Frank's froze.
No, I
No,
know
you're
there's
You're
some
good.
sound
You're
issues.
good. You're good.
oh, okay, cool.
I couldn't even hear what you guys were saying. It went all weird on me.
Oh, okay.
But no, I don't know what we're talking about. But anyways, let's not forget Mandalorians. Their sole purpose was to fight Jedi, right? One of their main. So at least she had some equipment and shit. You know what I mean? That was kind of cool seeing that. Like that part where she's like, she throws her hand out and she flinches that other, and she's like, "You don't have any power," and then she shoots her with those fucking.
She blasts her. Yeah.
So she had some power. Yeah, it might have not have been force power, but it's some. I got power here, fool.
Well,
that was
we
cool.
still have some episodes left, so hopefully she'll be redeemed.
Yeah. Well,
the one thing I enjoyed about this episode is that she actually fought like a Mandalorian.
Exactly.
Fuck fighting like a Jedi, bro. Mandalorians use tricks. They have every trick in the book, bro, because they were trained to fight Jedis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it still didn't help her.
At the first,
it helped her survive.
It helped
her
she
survive.
had her on the
with
run
trick.
too. When she was using guns at first, she had her on the run.
Yeah,
which is cool to see too, because that's a Mandalorian skill.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And she did have her on the run.
You know what? They got to show more Chopper.
I know.
I agree. I agree.
Sorry, I have to do a little side note there, man.
But I don't think we're gonna see Hera and Chopper anymore, bro. I don't think they can. They don't have a map. I think
exactly.
I think she's on the Eye of Sion, and then somehow, like you guys said, I didn't think about it, but Ahsoka's gonna find them through the World of Worlds.
But wait a minute. What if? Remember, there's space whales right there.
Space whales, yeah.
So those purgs, whatever they're called, burgles or whatever they're called. So it's there. They might somehow, you know what I mean? They're already there on that planet filled with those things. You know what I mean? Those gassy place they're at.
Since we're talking about other episodes too, but I hope Hera's son shows a little bit of the Force too, because he should have it in him, but he's old enough now, So So
Yeah.
He did say he had a bad feeling about this. Remember?
yeah,
True.
Yeah, that's force sensitive, man.
And
yeah.
I like how that's that's been in like almost every single
Right.
Star Wars thing.
Right.
Someone has mentioned that line. I
Right.
think they should just keep that going forever.
Yeah,
Like,
well, I mean,
that's
why
what I
not?
want to hear. Makes you feel it's like a little bit of comfort, right?
Did
A
they say
little
that in
bit of-
Mandalorian? Did they say a bad feeling in Mandalorian?
So
You
I
guys-
think someone says it
Probably,
somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look through and find it.
Yeah.
I want to find that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I really hope that they do some kind of redemption arc for her too, just for Hood's sake,
They
because
will.
he loves
But-
her so much.
But man, I think she's gonna. I mean, for me, I think she's the one that's gonna sacrifice herself. I think it's gonna be Sabine.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
You know,
Could be. Mhm.
like that's how she that's her redemption is like sacrifice. You know.
Yeah, and you
So-
know what? She needs redemption more than anybody, right? Because she still has all that guilt
Yeah.
from not being a Mandalorian, kind of selling him out to. Remember?
Mhm.
Well, yeah.
You
She
know-
makes that. Yeah.
You know
she makes
who-
that weapon or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who they haven't shown yet is the other. I'm drawing a blank on the character's name. The other rebel from Star Wars, Aurelio. What's his name?
Zeb.
Zeb.
Yeah.
They showed him in the Mandalorian. But
Yeah,
they didn't
exactly.
Showed him here. I wonder if they are.
Mhm.
You
No,
know?
where's
just
Zeb,
thinking
bro?
that
Like
too.
I've been
Yeah,
waiting for
where
Zeb
is
for a
Zeb?
minute, dude.
Exactly. I know. I didn't think about that.
Well,
Zeb is
he's
one of my
dre-
favorites.
He's dressed
know.
in like at the end of the Mandalorian, or was it Mandalorian?
Yeah,
I
he's
think
a
it was,
pilot, right?
Yeah, he's a pilot. He's like in a
Yeah.
pilot's uniform. So
That's
maybe he'll
right.
show up driving a,
X-wing.
X-wing
I
or
hope he will show up.
B-wing or something.
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah.
Hey, okay. That moves us on to this. So, episode 5. So there.
Mhm.
So this is So we'll get to that because I think I have something that'll get us there. So episode 5 is supposed to be shown in the theaters, man. I signed up. I'm on the wait list. I'm like, fucking
Oh,
get
nice.
me in. It's in LA. It's in LA, bro.
LA.
So
Wow.
my wife said if I get in, she's not coming. So F.
Yeah, I'll go with you.
You know. Yeah.
Cool.
It's on a Tuesday. It's like Tuesday.
Nice.
Tuesday,
Yeah.
bro. You
Yeah, it's
know?
in LA and other part, but it's not in San Diego. You know, so
Yeah,
Dude, you-
bro.
You know what's fucked up?
It's in San
I had-
Francisco too, Frank. It's in
Well,
San
I'm going to
Francisco.
look into it. So I went just by coincidence, happened to take my kid 2 weeks before the series came out, the Ahsoka to ILM, because I happened to be in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And we went, they let us inside, and I go, I think they're promoting Ahsoka pretty. They let me go inside the, what do you call it in there? What do you call it? The lobby, which they never did before.
Yeah.
And anyways, I went home and I was all happy because I got to see her take pictures of all the stuff that all the little, little
Yeah.
bookshelf shit and all the sculptures and stuff. Anyways, the next day I go check my fucking email and I had 2 free tickets to go
What?
see. Yeah. That like 2 hours later after I was there, I had zero idea, dude. Zero
Oh
idea.
man.
I was so
Right there in the
pissed.
Presidio,
That's a
right? It's in the
bummer.
Yes.
Presidio.
I
Yeah.
had
Shit.
zero idea. By the time I looked, it was like 2 days later. They were, it had already shown.
Sure.
But I had no idea. It was just like for a select. It was like cosplay and all that shit. I was so mad. I was happy
Oh, man.
because I'd been there with my son, but then I was like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Did they send
So-
you the tickets because you went to ILM?
I don't know how, man. It was some Latino based. People know I like Star Wars, I think, and someone just knew that and sent me their 2 free
Thank you,
tickets.
son.
You know what I mean?
Oh, dude.
Randomly, that's all. And I don't check my emails every day, so that's another thing.
Damn,
Like
bro.
once a week.
I
twice a
seen
month.
that. I seen it on YouTube, like
Yeah, man.
that showing at ILM. At the
Yeah,
Presidio.
dude, I know. I was there. I laughed thinking it was like, oh.
Well, let me tell you guys a story. Frank knows this story, right? So, I took this religion of sociology of religion. I don't know if you took that with me, bro. But we had a group project for the end of the year, and I don't know how the fuck I convinced everybody. This is how much of a Star Wars nerd I was. I convinced everybody that we should explore the Force as a religion, dude. And the pastor, he was our professor. He's a doctor in religion. He was like, "That's a fucking good idea." I was like, "Dude, I got all the blessings, bro, to do it." So we did this whole presentation like we did the process of doing the presentation. It was like a group of us. Someone knew someone from the Skywalker Ranch, right? And got us in the Skywalker Ranch.
Ooh,
The day we went in the Skywalker Ranch is the day I fucking broke my ankle, Frank, playing basketball at the RSF, like a couple days before.
I used to
So
love playing basketball.
and I didn't fucking go, bro. They told I
man.
didn't go because I broke my ankle, bro. Remember,
I would've
Frank? I was limping around my senior year.
I
Remember?
remember that. I had no idea. How come I didn't take your class?
Bro, I should have sent you with them, bro. But they
Wait a
got
minute.
into Skywalker Ranch and they were telling me like there's like a McDonald's and like
Yeah.
like the stuff that has like Star Wars stuff on it. They even took him to see old props and shit in the
Did you
theater.
go in with a broken leg?
I would have
Yeah,
been limping my
Bro,
I
ass.
would have been there on crutches, dude.
I
Bro,
know.
I destroyed my ankle, bro. It was
Oh,
like
that
I was
sucks, man.
yeah, and I didn't even go to
It hurts.
class.
It does hurt. It does.
Remember?
hurt. Ankle
Because
injuries hurt.
at Cal, you have to walk up the damn hills, man. Like, and
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like barely making it to class. I was like, I can't
Wow.
go. I broke my ankle,
That's
and I was
good
like the
wet
leader
foot.
of the group, and I was kind of the one like. We should go to Skywalker Ranch, and someone was like, "I know someone at Skywalker Ranch that works there." I'm
Oh,
like, "Shit,
man.
let's go!"
That's awesome.
But bro, we
Bummer,
got an
man.
A. We got an A
Your
though.
story,
We got an A.
your
We got an A.
story trumps mine 100 times, dude.
No, but I didn't go. But you win.
I didn't go either. I didn't
go
tickets.
either, bro. I didn't go.
I didn't realize it, but the tickets were sitting there on my fucking computer. If I
And you know,
wanted
when
to.
we're that young, we don't understand like that opportunity. You know, that's
No,
that's the
you
fucking
don't.
that's the thing about it. You're
You
like,
don't think-
I'm 21. I have another chance to go to fucking Skywalker
Yeah.
Ranch,
Yep.
bro.
Yeah, you don't. You
Yeah, the
never think that.
When you're young, you think you're gonna get these opportunities all the time,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it never happens again, bro. There's nothing remote ever that would get me ever to fucking
He went and spoke while we were
Skywalker.
there at Berkeley too. I don't know if you remember that too. He went and spoke there.
yeah
You
at
had to get tickets.
the
I
Zeller
couldn't even
block.
get. Yeah, you couldn't even get tickets. I tried, dude. We tried.
We tried, yeah, I
Both hella
remember.
tried. And
Yeah, we
just-
hella
they
tried,
were
bro. It was
gone
like-
that. They were gone.
Bro, there was moments where me and Frank, bro, like we would just spend all night talking about Star Wars, like.
Yeah. What about Halloween when we dressed up and fucking he dressed up
Oh!
as Darth Maul and I dressed up as a Jedi, and we hooked up that morning and we just started practicing moves, right? And then we kept adding to it and like we'd practice, right? But we'd add more and then add more. By the end of the night, right, we had this long fucking routine, man, memorized, dude, just to do it.
Memorized, bro. Like we practiced
And,
all day.
We went to you got to hear this story, and we went to Castro District here in San Francisco, where they had the best fucking craziest Halloween. Used to. It's not like that anymore. Halloween parties, and we rolled up over there on Cass Street and at the gas station, and we go, hey, let's go do our fucking routine. We had about a 15-minute routine going on by
Bro.
then, right? And he got on one side, I got on the other side of this gas station, and we just started going. And dude, people were tripping off us. They were like, "Oh!" First, they thought we were two dorks because that's what we looked like. But dude, they saw that you could hear everybody say, "Oh shit, they're pretty good," because we had this shit. I mean, I was jumping over lightsabers, back
Nice.
blocks.
Bro, we had some shit, bro. It was
But we
dope as-
just memorized it. But we did that all day. Remember, it just kept.
Yeah, it was
adding,
all day, but we kept adding.
And then we started over, and then and we just memorized.
Then you got to jump over. We did shit where you jump
Oh,
over
dude,
it and
yeah.
shit.
That's
But
awesome.
at the end of the
It was our
night,
Star Wars moment.
remember we did it, bro, and then it was just like 50 people
Every-
around us, bro.
No, dude, there was hundreds of. I mean, 50
There's like
in a
a-
circle, but
Yeah.
behind them, you know what I mean? It was a huge circle. They sat there just to watch us fucking get down. It was
Bro,
like
we
we're
got
part- It was like we're part of the entertainment. There's a lot of people do a lot of creative stuff out there. It was like we
Yeah.
were just another part. We
Another-
came in with
yeah.
the Star Wars shit.
Cool.
Bro, I don't
That's
even remember. That's the first time I remember us do it. Remember that
Yeah,
in 20
yeah.
years, bro.
Yeah,
But we
yeah.
got this applause, bro. I was like,
Yeah,
what
we got
the
a big
fuck?
applause.
I was like, what the hell, dude?
Just-
Like,
and it just playing around, man. That's all we're doing is playing around with their fucking lightsabers all fucking day.
Yeah. Good.
Dude.
That was
Good.
good times. Good times. Good times.
Shows you, man. The kid never leaves, right? The kid
Yeah,
you never
exactly.
leaves.
It should never.
Yep.
Bro.
Exactly.
that's it. That's a kid that the kids that didn't know how to take advantage of opportunities, man. Like,
Yeah.
damn.
Yep.
You know, but it
Yep.
doesn't matter, bro. Lucasfilm, man. You have fans right here, man. Like, if you ever want us to, hang out at Skywalker Ranch, bro, we'll all
yeah.
take a road trip. You know?
I'll come up for sure.
There's no more. I mean, our opportunities are so limited as you get older, dude. It's like, fuck, man. I should have took that fucking. I should have went there with my broken ass ankle, bro.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, man. But okay. So here are some actors. Here's the actors and the characters that we haven't that have played and that we haven't seen. So we saw Ray Stevenson, right? We've seen Hera. We've seen Ahsoka. We've seen Sabine, Shan Hati, Anakin. We haven't seen Ezra. That's why I'm saying Ezra.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna see it. Yeah, bro. We're gonna get Ezra.
He looks a lot like him. He really
Yeah,
does. Yeah.
it's crazy.
And I like that he's a Middle Eastern brown dude. Like Ezra.
Well, I always thought
like Egyptian
Ezra,
like.
I always thought Ezra was basically a ripoff of Aladdin. That's
Oh
you know,
yeah.
they looked
yeah.
exactly the same.
They did,
I thought that
yeah.
was a way of Disney sneaking it in there for us, like subconsciously. And they're both the same thing. They're both fucking street rats,
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
right?
Yeah.
In both shows, right?
Yep.
So, anyways,
And then we haven't seen Grand Admiral Thrawn, so we need to see her. We've seen Elsbeth. We've seen Hu Young. Who's Captain Enoch? Have we seen Captain Enoch? We haven't yet.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
No. Do you remember him from the Clone Wars, or
I
don't remember, man. Maybe he's a new character, huh?
Not at all.
So Captain Enoch, good, good looking dude. So
I
let's
thought
see,
we would
big
remember
jaw.
that name.
Me either, man. We saw Mon Mothma. So here we go, man. Captain Rex. Where's
Yeah.
Captain Rex gonna show up, bro?
Can't wait.
Captain Rex, bro. This is
That
gonna
would
be
be so
dope.
sick.
It's gonna be sick, man. Min Weaver.
Yeah, he was the guy at the plant who's like, oh, I gotta
Yeah.
check my benefactors and.
Oh
blah, blah, blah.
yeah. That
freaked
ass,
out, you know?
yeah,
Mhm.
asshole, yeah.
Hey, that's not the same guy that plays the on Boba Fett, the guy with the Twilight dude, where the fuck he is. Remember him?
Oh
it's not the
yeah.
same guy, huh?
No, that's a good question. We could look it
They're
up.
very similar. They're very similar.
Yeah, they do have a very similar look. That guy's real tall. The
Yeah,
guy,
but that's what I thought. I was like, could that? Cause even it's the same kind of character, right? He was a kind of a. Anyways,
yeah,
I was wondering if it was the same guy because they do repeat some of the actors here.
yeah.
Yeah. How about Captain Hoyle? Have we seen? Oh yeah, we did. He died in the first episode.
Okay,
Remember?
yeah, he was the guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's the one
yeah.
that was stabbed.
C-101.
It's a droid for
Droid.
sure, but yeah, probably just a voice, I would imagine.
Yeah. So there's So I count her in. We haven't seen her yet. We've seen him. So 1, 2, 3, 3 more people. So
Okay.
Captain Rex, bro. So how are we gonna find Captain Rex though?
He's gonna be manning some old AT-AT or something.
Hey, maybe Captain Enoch is a fucking is a Zeb. He looks like a Zeb. Maybe they just changed his
Oh.
name.
Could very well be.
He
Yeah.
Well,
looks like
yeah,
a
we
Zeb,
don't
don't
know.
he? Kind of look
Yeah.
like a Zeb.
I
Yeah.
looked him up right here. He says Wes Chapman joined Ahsoka to play a character that was initially described as Thrawn's right-hand man. Later
Oh.
was reported that Chatham is set to play Captain Enoch,
Okay,
who
so
was
we
an
haven't seen
original
him.
character made exclusively for this series.
Okay,
So we haven't
him.
seen him yet.
Yeah, because Enoch in the Bible is that guy that supposed to be a UFO kind of experience. Anyways, that's why that name I would have rang a bell to me. So yeah,
there's
so who haven't we seen? Him and her?
Captain Enoch and Captain Rex. I think maybe I don't know C-101. Can you look that up, Beth? Who's
Yeah, I'll look it up.
C-101? Who's C-101, dude? It has to be a droid, right?
Yeah, it sounds like for sure.
C-101.
I pulled it up. I pulled up a Nokia phone. Hang on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to this guy too, Ezra.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay.
I don't know, man. Go ahead, F.
It's a red droid. Looks like C-3PO, but it's a red droid.
Huh?
Oh,
Maybe
well,
character for like a droid for Thrawn or something, huh?
There's a
Yeah.
protocol droid who operated on the planet Corellia.
Corellia. So yeah.
Corellia.
Man, thinking about that, like I know, like whenever Star Wars has like new shows, they need to make characters to make toys for.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a character for. I just hope Morocco's not a fucking character for us to buy toys for. Like
You know who I don't
You know?
like? Tell me if you guys are is Syndulla, her acting.
Yeah, man, she doesn't remind me of like Hera in the cartoons, man.
Right, and there's a lot of weird pauses and stuff when she acts. It's like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't something
I'm not
about her.
feeling. I'm not
Something
feeling
about
Hera,
her.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
You know
feeling
who-
Hera, dude.
You know who she's married to in real life?
Who?
Ewan McGregor.
Oh, that's she
Shit.
got
Well,
the
that's
hookup.
how
Yeah,
she
she's,
got the
married,
job.
she's married to
Got the
Obi-Wan.
hookup.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's how
Married
she
to
got
Obi-Wan.
the job. That's says a lot.
Yep.
She got the
That
hookup, man.
explains it. Yeah.
All right, man. So I think. So what do you guys think, man? So I don't get home until like 8 o'clock on Tuesday, so I can't even watch it till 8. You know.
You're on your
Yeah.
own, kid.
I stay off YouTube. I stay off YouTube for the whole day until I watch it because I don't like.
Yeah.
Can
I
you
get
guys wait an
spoilers and
hour?
shit popped them.
Can you guys wait 3 hours for me till I get
No.
back? Damn, dude.
I will,
Really?
but I get it. I get it.
We do
How about
whenever
you?
you want. Yeah. I can wait. Honestly, I waited like until yesterday. It started
All
yesterday.
right, I'll wait.
We'll do a live watch, and then we'll just turn down the volume or something. I don't know.
Headphones.
Yeah,
How we
put
gonna
it
how,
on.
put the headphones on and
Good
watch
luck.
it on another TV or
Yeah.
screen? You know.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
But
have
then
it-
we
have the
gotta
head-
we gotta have our headphones
say
on,
have the
and
headphones muted in one ear so you can hear it.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah, you could do this, huh?
Yeah, that's right. I got to. I do that all the time, anyways.
I wonder how they do it, man. I've never
Whenever I'm
done a
playing
live
games or
watch
anything.
because
If you got like a little mixer, you can probably put one on each ear.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, something like that too. You can do a live watch. I don't know if you can do it on Disney Plus, like a group party watch where you're all watching at the same
Oh, you
time.
can. I think
Yes.
you can. I
You
haven't
can do it
done
on
it.
Netflix. I don't know if you can do it on Disney.
Oh man, I feel like I've
So-
seen it. Maybe not. Maybe not.
I'll look it up on YouTube, man. There has
Yeah.
to be
Yeah,
some type
check
of
it out.
YouTube like tutorial on it. You know, they have to, man. You know, like
Yeah.
that's unless like I get into get into the theater, man. You know,
Yeah,
But I don't know.
exactly.
I don't
if you're
know.
there,
Bro,
if you're
I
there, all
signed-
bets are off.
bro. I signed up the next day, bro. I see it's like yours, Frank. The fucking email came up, and I was like, damn, this came
Yeah.
yesterday. I was
Yeah,
like,
I was
I would have
so
like
sad.
signed up quick. You know, like I was signed up with it instant, bro.
The
You know,
odds that
but
I was even there
ain't
2
gonna happen.
hours before was crazy. It was just
I
so
know.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the same day.
Same day,
Yeah.
it was gonna, and they're putting up posters, and I was telling my wife, I go, looks like they're hyping up Ahsoka for later. And first, I didn't know a movie was gonna
Bro,
play.
they
there.
gave away some cool shit there, man.
They didn't want to let people. Yeah, no.
Well, they gave away cups, and they gave away like cups
Everybody
with
had
their-
lightsabers too.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Everybody had those little party lightsabers that they got out there.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was
man.
fun.
Fun ones.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. That's really. I mean, what a bummer, but
Yeah.
so cool you were there. So cool you got to go.
I saw it now. I saw it now. I'm over
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah,
over
yeah.
it.
exactly.
So we'll do a live watch at 8:00 on Tuesday. You know.
Okay,
Live
I'm in.
watch, guys. I'm in too, man. I'm gonna
unless
figure it out.
Hood's in the unless Hood's in the theater.
Right.
I don't
If he's
think so,
there,
man.
then
I
we're
don't
not
think
gonna
I'm
do
making
it.
No, man. I don't think I'm gonna make it, man. I signed up like a day, like 10 hours after. I was so fucking
okay.
pissed. I saw it. I was like, what? I was like,
Yeah.
because I know it popped up on my screen, you know, because
Yeah.
it came to my, my email,
Oh,
and
okay.
they pop up all the time. And I was like,
Sure.
how did I miss that? And it said Ahsoka right in front. I was
Yeah.
like, how did I miss that, dude? Like,
Bummer, dude.
so
It happens,
whatever.
dude. It happens.
Yep.
No, man.
It happens.
But you know, bro, it's gonna be live over there, bro. In LA, Filoni will probably
Yeah.
be there.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be live, you know. But man, we'll see, man.
That'd be cool.
But I think it's gonna be the most. I don't want to hype it up, man, but I think it might be the most epic fucking Filoni masterpiece ever, man.
I hope so.
No, you're not hyping it up at all.
Yeah, not one bit.
No.
I just, man, I think it's just gonna be like, like nerds gonna be like sticky nutting in their pants all the time.
Ah,
Oh,
Little
dude,
thing.
it'd be,
You know?
people be freaking out for sure. People be freaking
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, man.
They've been-
But hey, before
Cool.
we leave, man, I'm gonna let you guys tell everybody where they can find you, man. I'm gonna start with Frank Cola.
All right, man. If you guys want to look at my artwork, Instagram, it's at Francola Fresh. You can Google me, Francisco Franco Art or Francisco Franco Studios. You'll find something. Also, I have a podcast. It's Lex Be Frank, where we talk about cultural pop shit, whatever is cool. Based out of San Francisco, and yeah, that's it, man. Check it
So
out.
it's LEXBE.
BEFRANK. Lex Be Frank. It's just
Cool.
LEX instead of LEX.
I highly recommend it, man, and not just because you're my buddy, but
Yeah,
it's
it's fun.
it's a fun podcast.
And
yeah.
we get some cool people, man, in there. So we're getting more and more cool, artistic, creative people, you know what I mean, that are on the
Sweet.
show. So it's going to be cool.
Yeah, they talk a lot about Star Wars. They were like talking about Star Wars for like 10
That's me.
minutes.
It's just me. It's me.
That's cool.
Yeah. Cool,
All
cool.
right, where can they find you, Craig?
Over on IG at Space Ferret Collectibles and same thing on YouTube. I don't post on YouTube nearly as much as I want to, but more stuff in the works. But all the time on IG. Come check it out, Space Ferret Collectibles.
All right,
Space
man.
Ferret.
F, where can they find you, bro?
Before I talk about mine, you got to really check out Space Ferret. He puts some awesome books on all the
Yeah.
time. You have some unique books. I'm like, what the heck did he get this book from, man?
Mhm.
So please check
His-
out, Space
His,
Ferret.
his Instagram is dope, bro.
Yeah,
Like it's
it
very
really
unique
got
books. Yeah.
Got some neat books on there.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can be found in Instagram and YouTube at Passpoint Comics. I'm still doing a giveaway on my YouTube channel. I'm giving away 2 Venom books. courtesy of Black Saber Comics. If you check out that video, all you have to do is leave a comment, and you're in the running. I'm going to be giving it away about a week from now.
Nice.
Awesome, man.
Cool.
And then before we go, man, I want to thank all our live viewers. I want to thank Hype for stopping by, Nick for stopping by, Chef from Brooklyn, New York, man, for stopping by, Nigel, Desire Comics out of Baltimore, Cosmic One from Indy, and our boy Plainclothes D from Oakland, and Street Food is Good from good old Hawaii, man.
And Who Dat also.
And Who Dat? Where's Who Dat?
right.
Oh, didn't say what's up to Who Dat?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah,
That's our family right there, man.
Yeah.
Who Dat, man? But yeah, thanks for joining us. Make sure you like and subscribe and all that good stuff, man. And yeah, catch us on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock,
Hopefully.
man. We'll be there, man. You know, you're gonna be awake. You know, like
I'll
you
be
know,
awake.
you're gonna be waiting, and just don't look at Instagram and don't look at YouTube.
Yeah.
That's all. You know, we'll be good,
Exactly.
man. You know, it's gonna be awesome, man. But all right, y'all, man. Thank you again. Peace out.
Cheers.